Welcome to the club.
My club are mental, aren't they?
21 is coming. You're chatting gas. Embarrassing. Off, ref!
Most toxic fan base in the world are Arsenal.
Liverpool, the worst champions ever. Yo, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the club. We are here. We are live for an FA Cup semi-final between Chelsea and Man City. Chelsea Rory versus Buvey. It doesn't get better than this on the club.
No, I'm so excited.
Heritage.
It's
Absolute
football heritage.
I'm so excited because I think for the first time in ages, and I'm sure the people watching are going to probably disagree with me passionately here, but I genuinely believe Chelsea will win. And I'm not that bloke. I'm not that bloke that thinks we'll win every game. You know, like when people have been asking me this morning, how do I think it will go or whatever? You know, I've been sort of surrounded by football fans, the tube and everything. I've genuinely been saying I think Chelsea will win. If you'd asked me how I thought Chelsea would get on in basically every game this year, you know, we played Leeds in the Cup, we played Leicester in the Cup. I was like, oh, I can see a banana skin. I'm probably completely wrong, but I really do think
You're the banana skin.
I think that Chelsea are going to win this game. I think that Manchester City are a slightly unknown property, aren't they, because of what happened in the week?
Yeah, well, I'm gutted because we should have beat them.
What happened in the week? I weren't here. I missed
We lost in the Champions League.
I was a bit busy during the week.
Quarterfinals.
Got battered in the European Cup. Battered.
Wow. How did it go
Embarrassed.
down?
At home.
Well, we got to penalties and we should have...
Went to penalty.
Went to penalties. De Bruyne missed an open net, essentially.
De
Essentially an
Bruyne.
open net.
De Bruyne missed an open net.
And then he asked to be
The man
taken
that
off.
doesn't
Then he asked to
disappearing.
He asked to be taken off as well.
He has to
Yeah.
be taken off.
There's something very flat about the performance and really disappointing. Because it's not, as a City fan, I don't sit here and say, oh, I've got to win the Champions League every season. But on a sporting level, take away what you think about the club or whatever, on a sporting level, that was there to be won again this season. Maybe next year it's different with Mbappe or whatever. Or with Liverpool get better or Arsenal, whatever. But at the moment, City
You were far and away the better team,
had
though.
to win that game. And it was ridiculous.
You did dominate. You were far and away the better team. But what sort of impact do you think that will have on you today? I guess it could go one of two ways. In my head, City are a slightly unknown proposition. They're going to be slightly affected by that. Obviously, playing 120 minutes of football against a brilliant Real Madrid team isn't easy. You were asking all the questions. It looked like Real Madrid was settling for a draw, settling for penalties early in the game. So you were asking all the questions. It takes a lot out of you. And I'm optimistic that going 120 minutes and then penalties and then the emotional drain that comes with losing on penalties, I'm hoping that could have a direct impact on Chelsea having a good opportunity to go through today.
Yeah, and if we're talking about Conte being manager for you lot, Mourinho in his prime, someone with a bit of nous as a manager, then you'd be looking to exploit City, make it very flat in the stadium, make it boring, make it not feel like a semi-final of an FA Cup. My only worry would be, if I can be as neutral as possible about it, is that Pochettino doesn't have that kind of nous and doesn't make it as ugly as I think it needs to be. If City get purring in the first 20 minutes, you could get smashed today.
You picked a very strong team. Do you think you win today? Are you confident?
You have to back City. Our record in Wembley, as well as yours, which is really poor in the last 7 years, you have to back City.
Interestingly, is Haaland under the spotlight today? Is he starting?
No, he's not involved.
He's not even involved.
Injured.
Mate,
No, he's
we've
not
got
even playing.
to talk about Erling Haaland and how he got dragged. Was it in both games against Madrid?
Yeah,
He got
Rudiger
dragged after 60
did
minutes?
him. Rudiger
Mate,
did his job on him.
Rudiger and Nacho in the second
What
game.
is going on?
No, it's not
Rory,
surprising.
were you right?
I know.
Oh my
It's not
God.
surprising. It's genuinely not surprising. No, but do you know what though? As much as it gets, you know, sort of banterous or whatever, what I do think is fair for us to analyse is, I saw an amazing stat. He gave the ball away more than he completed passes.
Yeah, and he had 0 shots on target, I think, in both.
He gave the ball, but that's an unbelievable stat for any footballer. You're losing the ball more than you're.
Especially for one that plays for Man City, who
The whole thing is ball
first of all, you
retention.
have to keep the ball, and secondly, you have so many options when you're on the ball.
Yeah.
Maybe that leads on to a big question in terms of City's performance. Is English football overrated?
Do you think that, or is it just because we have seen this little debate kind of pop up this week, haven't we? The coefficients, has been a lot of talk about that. The German teams possibly taking that 5th spot.
No, they've got it. No, they've got it.
It's likely,
in the bag. Thank God. It's in the bag. You know. Fairly recently we were talking, weren't we? And I said that football's been going my way. Everything I want to happen on football pitches is happening throughout the leagues, and it happened again because Tottenham now are looking desperate to finish in the top 4. But this conversation about is Premier League football perhaps overrated? We need to explore it. There's a lot to get into. There's an awful lot to discuss here. But my answer is no. Okay, we're not doing very well this year. Aston Villa aside, we're out. But that doesn't That's this year.
It's a cup competition as well.
Also, if you look over the past, 5 years, you've had 2 All-English semi-finals. 2 All-English finals.
Yep.
2 All-English Champions League finals.
Yep.
We haven't not had an English team in a semi-final for God knows how long.
All English Europa League finals. You and Arsenal.
All English Europa League finals. I do think, and by the way, I don't take as much joy in this as some people would think that I would. I don't like the fact that the English clubs can throw our weight around. We have the money. We can launch ourselves into Europe, splurge in our cash, and ultimately create a league that is a Super League. I don't like it, and I don't like the way that it's happening. But I certainly do think that English football is still the best league in Europe by far.
I think it's a bit of a bubble. I think there has to be. You're talking about Arsenal spent hundreds of millions of pounds. They couldn't compete against Bayern Munich on a mental level. Man United have spent literally billions and couldn't get out of the group. Liverpool are in the Europa League. It's one of the biggest clubs in the world, and they're in the Europa League to start off, and then they lose as well. So I think that's just by definition, the amount of money that these English sides spend, you're not going to be able to compete with Bayern Munich every single season with Real Madrid as well.
Isn't it? This season is an anomaly. Okay, we're out this year.
Yeah, it is.
But last year we had an English winner. We had an English winner of the Champions League. We had an English winner in West Ham of the Conference League. I don't
see the quality. Do you see the quality with the money that Man United, Chelsea, Spurs have spent? I mean, all I'm trying to say is I think there's a bit of a bubble in the Premier League with the money that we spend.
What do you mean bubble? What does the bubble signify?
That the quality on show from the likes of Arsenal, from the likes of Man United, Spurs, it costs a lot for those guys to compete within the Premier League to get to number one in the Premier League. When it comes to facing sides in Europe, it still doesn't actually make that much of a difference.
I look at it a bit more in that, when you look at a lot of the English teams, look, I think Manchester United flopped hard in the Champions League, so I kind of overlook us in that. But we're kind of in this box as well. You look at Newcastle, you look at Arsenal, not Man City. You look at those teams, and those teams are very inexperienced when it comes to Europe. Obviously, Manchester United have a European history, etc. But the Newcastle team, not many of them have been in a Champions League. And I think that counts. And I think you saw it between Arsenal and Bayern Munich. And to a certain extent at times, you saw Real Madrid's experience and now showing in the games against Man City, against an experienced side that have just won it.
You saw it with Newcastle in every game. You saw it with Newcastle when they played Borussia Dortmund.
Like you look at the two teams that are in the other semi, PSG and Dortmund. Newcastle were better than both of those teams in various games this season.
They're definitely better than Paris Saint-Germain. They battered the razzle-dazzle.
You know what I mean? But then it comes down to, in those knockout games, being able to navigate yourself through them, having the nous to do that.
This is interesting, right? Do you think that there's anything in this? Is the fact that the Premier League is so tough, the Premier League is so relentless. You look at Arsenal going away to Bayern Munich. They can't rest players. They've got no freedom. Every single game for Arsenal, since basically the turn of the year, has been a cup final. Manchester City, everything I've just said about Arsenal is completely applicable to Man City. Their opponents, it isn't quite like that. So the rigorous nature of the Premier League, the difficulty of winning the Premier League, actually makes life very difficult in Europe because Bayern Munich didn't win the league. They'd known that they weren't going to win the league for a long time. They could ease off in the league and focus on the Arsenal game. Arsenal had no such luxury. So it's actually the brilliance of the Premier League costing English sides in Europe.
Good point. That's a really good point. Yeah,
one I didn't expect to make.
That
That's
great.
Came to me.
That's a great point. I think there is a point, though. I think when you're getting knocked out against Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, that can happen. And I don't really look on that and go, well, that's a stain on English football. Of course it's not. You lost against Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. But is there an argument that the Europa League teams, like Brighton, like West Ham, should they not be doing better given the resources they have?
Well, they face a generational side, aren't they? Bayer Leverkusen, they're a once in 100-year kind of team in German football. They could win a treble, invincible.
That's a team, though, that Xabi Alonso, when he took over, they were in the relegation, though.
Yeah, but it's something like...
It hasn't had huge amounts spent on it and things like that.
Yeah, and they were tight in the game. They could have easily won it in a couple of the legs, one of the legs of the two.
English sides should be... when we talk about, particularly that Conference League, I think that whatever English side is in that Conference League is almost always your favourite to win it. And that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. But when you think of the money in the Premier League, think about the eyeballs on the Premier League. Think about the most iconic managers in world football. Where do they work? Think about the best players now. I think it's fair now to say, actually, the best players in the world, for years, for decades.
Apart from a couple.
For decades, it was always La Liga.
Yeah.
What England had at times, England had the managers. So You go, the best players in the world play in Spain, but the best managers were here at various points. The best managers were often here. But now the best managers are most certainly in the Premier League, but so are the best players. I can't really think of, if you were to list.
It was like Jude
Apart
Bellingham,
from-
Vinicius Jr.
Yeah, apart from
Harry Kane. There's those kind of players.
Yeah, but when you go en masse.
Yeah, en masse. I
en
think
masse.
the large percentage, let's say if you did the top 100 players in the world, the bigger percentage of them are probably in the Premier League.
65%.
Yeah.
But there's still a draw, I think, to go into Spain and go into La Liga. And
There's still a draw.
But maybe just the two clubs.
There will always be a draw with Real Madrid. That will always be a thing. I think it's probably, particularly if you're South American, particularly if you're Spanish, there's always going to be the allure of Real Madrid. I mean, I feel it, and I am not Iberian or South American. Yeah, I feel it, so I get it. But I do think that when we're trying to come up with an answer here, is English football overrated? Do we expect too much from English teams in Europe?
What do you expect?
And I don't think we do.
No, I
As we
think
sit, should
it's
there be
that.
one side in the
It's a cup
semi-finals every
competition.
year?
No,
Yes.
you can't guarantee
Yes.
that.
You can't guarantee it, but
competition.
Should there be, though?
You roughly guesstimate
Yeah. England should have a representative
in the semis of every competition
England should have a representative
based on the money.
based on the money.
If we're doing the Eredivisie podcast, then no.
Based on
But
the money.
outside of when you look at Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, how many English teams are actually better than them? One.
Well, you include Barcelona quite lightly. I mean, they're rubbish. You
Yeah.
just lost to PSG
They're the holders of
from a
the
winning
Liga,
position.
with some fantastic young players in their team.
No, Barcelona rubbish, man. Honest to God, they're
I
rubbish.
don't think they're rubbish.
Arsenal
I don't think they're
Arsenal are
rubbish.
better.
They
Arsenal
are.
play when you look at the player
Arsenal
for
better
player,
side than Barcelona right now.
Arsenal are a better side than Barcelona. They're not a bigger club. They're not more likely to beat them. But if you just do a combined 11,
But isn't that based on us watching the Premier League?
if you do the managers even,
No, they're rubbish, man.
like the managers in the Premier League, think about the managers in the Premier League compared to the managers elsewhere.
I think we're doing this video because of Arsenal's failings. That's the reality. Man City can lose to Real
how
Madrid.
that as well.
No, penalties. Anything can happen on penalties. Arsenal should have
It
won that
shouldn't need to
game
go
at
to
the
penalties,
Emirates.
Should it
did
have gone
Didn't
to
need to go
penalties?
to penalties, did it? It
Well,
went to
we don't
penalties.
have
but
to
it
talk
went to
about that. I
penalties
made a
because you
comment
didn't
about
win.
Arsenal, and ultimately Arsenal at home should have won the game, and they bottled it against Bayern Munich, and they're meant to be a big club. We talk about Arsenal sometimes like the Leicester City, like they got Robert
Do you-
Huth at
do
the
you
back.
think it
They're
was
a
Some,
massive
there's some
do you know
people
what- do you know what I
commenting that
thought was-
Arsenal barely beat Porto.
Yeah.
Got knocked
they
out by Sporting
scraped
Lisbon.
past
and had a
Porto.
very easy group.
Lost to Lens
and had a very easy group
in the group.
No, do you know what I do think is quite interesting? I know that this is just one example, but did anybody see a clip? In fact, I put it in our WhatsApp group. It was a clip of a German fan, a Bayern Munich fan, speaking.
Was it a Real
Did you see
Madrid
it?
fan? Real Madrid fan.
Yeah, I retweeted.
No, it was a Bayern Munich fan. It was a Bayern Munich fan speaking to
To Joel.
Joel Bayer
Yeah.
about Arsenal.
Sorry, I've seen the Real Madrid. There's a Real Madrid fan doing similar as well.
No, he was talking
Where he's
about
talking
City.
about Man City.
He was just he was
the guy at the
clearly-
half and half. Yeah,
Yeah, that Real Madrid fan was clearly just being.
He was a wind-up.
I think he was just being a wind up though. No, but the Man City fan was just being a wind up. Whereas I think the Bayern Munich fan was telling his truth.
Yeah.
He
Can
whether
I
he's
say
right
what
or
he
wrong.
said? Can I say the final line he said in the video? That's what I think you're talking about. He said,
Yeah.
"What is Arsenal?"
Yeah.
He also said like, "What? You're outside of England now? Like, calm down."
It's massive
Yeah.
guy. He's
'Cause he
clearly
was
like
also-
he
The
loves
line.
his
Do you know the
pints,
line?
his shines and all that.
Do you know
He's
the
like,
line
"What's
that,
Arsenal?"
that I thought was big? The line that I thought was big from the Bayern Munich fan in that conversation. It was put to him. Arsenal are a big club. Arsenal are a big club, and his answer was, in England.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've been saying it for years. They're a big club in London. They're a big club with the fashion, with their banana kits. They're a big club in that regard. It's similar to how Newcastle, the biggest club in Newcastle.
It's
Now, Arsenal are a bigger club than Newcastle, but Arsenal are a very London-centric, culture-heavy club. As an institution, the way they handled that Bayern Munich game, very, very
I think
small
based
club
off-
mentality.
And look, I
Sorry.
think Arsenal are a big club, but when you like that guy said, when you come into certain towns, you got to know yourself.
Yeah,
And if you're in Bayern Munich's backyard, or if you're in Real Madrid's backyard, know yourself.
But I don't
You're
think-
Arsenal.
They got smacked
there'd be
about it. It
very
was
few.
embarrassing.
There'd be very few Arsenal fans in the world.
Yeah, and
that
plus he
would
was
think
talking
they
to
were a
Joel,
bigger-
who's massively deluded.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
But
The guy's massively deluded.
But I think Joel may genuinely believe that Arsenal are a bigger club than
Of course he
Bayern
does.
Munich.
Arsenal fans are deluded.
But that's not an
you think?
Arsenal feeling. That's a
There's something
Joel
weird.
feeling.
No, so, but
No,
yeah, he's
Arsenal
an
fans
Arsenal
feel
fan. He
that.
represents.
No,
he
it
represents that.
doesn't. It doesn't.
It's this
Arsenal
little
fans are all the
cultural
same. They're
bubble.
mental.
This little cultural bubble. Ian Wright doing advertising
lads,
and
this isn't
billboards
just-
and stuff like that.
I have far more exposure to Arsenal fans than I wish I did because of where I grew up, because of being from North London. that isn't representative of who they are. Like it isn't. They're not that. There is that, and it certainly exists
I
online.
think they're a big club, Ross.
They are.
Of course they are.
No, they are.
They're the biggest club. They're the biggest club in London.
They on one metric they are. It depends on where they've got more fans. They've definitely got more fans.
Yeah.
But I think if you were to ask that
There's a
Bayern Munich fan,
European
you know that Bayern
weight.
Munich fan that we're using as a case study, if you were to ask him who's the biggest club in London, I think he'd say Chelsea.
Yeah,
because we went there and won, and I think Chelsea are. There is a metric to when
his
you
memories of Arsenal are 10-2.
Yeah, and his memories of Chelsea are giving him the worst day of his life, making Bastian Schweinsteiger cry
in his own
That's
backyard.
Literally is yeah. So look, and also before that, you know what I mean. We knocked him out of the Champions League in 2005.
No.
So I think when you judge the biggest club in London, there is definitely a metric to make it Arsenal, definitely. And in my experience, it is Arsenal.
I think
But
all the metrics except the European Cups.
Yeah, but that's a fairly significant one. It's a fairly significant one.
No, because as a
silverware.
City fan,
It's not-
I can't say
no,
City are bigger
it's
than
not
Arsenal.
just it's not just European Cups. It's silverware over the past 25 years. They haven't won a league for 2 decades.
Do you know how many league titles they've got?
They haven't won a league for 2 decades. It's all very.
You know me. I want to. If there was an
mate,
Arsenal fan, I wouldn't even bring up these arguments.
I'm giving you my honest opinion on this. In my life, in my experience, Arsenal were a far bigger club than Chelsea.
Yeah.
Some
For my
people have
life,
said
it's
having only
slowly
2
changing.
Champions League semi-finals in history isn't a great achievement.
Eric Dyer's got the same amount of appearances in Champions League semi-final history than Arsenal.
Yeah,
that's true.
No, so you know the argument
He's reached the same amount of semis in Champions League
Do you see what
than
I mean?
Arsenal ever.
So that's what I'm saying,
That's
Buvey. You know what I'm
embarrassing.
saying? There's a very particular metric.
Yeah, but what they've done domestically so far outweighs what you've done.
No, but I think it's only because
they did it with Herbert
they
Chapman.
did it in the
though.
Premier League era as well.
Yeah, but you love the history as much as I do.
No, I do. And look,
I wish I
keep
could
saying-
argue as much as I'd love to say that Chelsea are bigger.
Like I'm saying, right? If you were to ask a lot of European fans who's the biggest club in London, I think a lot of them.
That's interesting.
I think that you know
The
that German
perception.
guy, who went
Who's bigger, Chelsea or
Arsenal?
Arsenal? That's so interesting. Someone should do a video about that. It's hard to gauge.
Yeah, look. If anyone that lives in London, which I do,
Oh my God, I thought Gianfranco Zola had a prime phone cover then, but he was holding someone else's phone. I was like, he's gone mental.
Yeah, I love that man so
an
much.
absolutely
I love that man
mental.
so much. But yeah, this is now becoming a real thing, and I actually believe. I wish he was playing Frank Lampard in the commentary box. I wish if he was playing today, you'd be in big trouble.
Yeah, he'd nick a goal for City probably
In fact-
against you lot, like he did when he played for City. Remember that?
Funnily enough, I remember being at Wembley. You beat us in a semi-final fairly recently. I remember
Aguero.
Demba Ba scored. Demba Ba scored for us.
Oh, I
Demba
thought-
Ba scored a bicycle
Do you remember the Aguero header?
Yeah, that was it. Aguero scored a header. That was the winner.
What a finish.
Yeah, I think who scored for you? Do you know who scored for you? Samir Nasri. It's meant to win it, I know that. I wouldn't know who scored for Chelsea last week, but
Yeah.
I remember.
Got to the final and lost to...
Samir Nasri.
Who did we lose to the final?
In 13, Wigan.
Trivia. Yeah.
Wigan.
Ben
Wigan,
Watson.
Ben
Yeah,
Watson,
yeah, Wigan.
Remember, guys, we are sponsored by Super 6. You can get involved with Super 6. Links in the description below. Download the Super 6 app. It's free to play. You have to be 18 and over, but predict 6 scores and you could win £250,000. It is that easy. So, yeah, get involved with Super 6. We've also got a match against Pitchside at the end of the season, and we want you guys to be involved. And the winner of our league can be playing for us as well in that game. It's going to be a huge game. Are we allowed to tell him?
No. No, just if you
Rory
ever...
spoiled all of it.
We can't say where it's going to be shown.
Adam, let's have these conversations off camera and just try and do the thing. Right, so the game is coming up very, very soon.
22. Well, we're 7 minutes away from kickoff. It's a weird kickoff time, isn't it? 5:15. The team news. Let's get your reaction to the Chelsea team news first, Raw. Petrovic in goal. Gusto, Silva.
I'm happy to
Chalobah
see Thiago
and
Silva back in the
Cucurella.
team. I'm really happy to see Thiago Silva playing. I think that we're a shadow of the team without him. I don't understand why he was ever out of the team. And there seemed to be this belief that Axel Disasi and Benoit Badiashile were good players, and I don't know where it came from. You know, Axel Disasi did the very intelligent thing for a footballer, which is, you know, when you make yourself popular by being characterful.
Yeah, that's good.
It's great, and I'm the worst person because I totally buy into it as well. But I think we beat Palace, and he dived into the fans.
Yeah.
He dived into the away end, and I was like, well, I love him. Player
Give
of
him
the
a
year.
lifetime contract.
Player of the year. Yeah, undoubtedly. Turns out he's not a very good player though.
Badiashile got because he started off quite well.
Very
didn't he?
well, yeah.
When everyone else was kind of falling apart.
Do you know where I think he got very lucky though, Badiashile? You know the influx of players that Todd Bowley signed. I think Badiashile wasn't completely useless like people were saying Madueke was, like people were saying Mudryk was, and therefore people liked him.
Yeah.
But again, we've got Thiago Silva in the team, and Thiago Silva playing is definitely the right move.
Zen says, I was called a crackhead for suggesting Chalobah is clear of Badiashile and Disasi.
He's certain.
Rory knows how you feel.
See, I completely
Who called him
agree.
a crackhead?
Someone else.
I completely agree.
Maybe it was one of you two
that
lads.
Trevor, I completely agree that Chalobah. Look, whatever you think of Chalobah, right? He is most definitely, at the very least, as good as Disasi. He is at the very least as good as Benoit Badiashile, and therefore, why are we signing?
Smart player, no question.
Like-
I can't think of a mistake he's made.
If you were to say that Chalobah isn't good enough for Chelsea, you could be on something. I would disagree with you. I voted Chalobah Player of the Year last year. I like him. I like the way that he plays. But if you didn't like him and didn't think he was good enough, fine. But there's no way that there is a chasm between how good he is and how good Disasi is.
No, of course not.
And therefore, what's the point?
Moving on with the rest of the team, Caicedo and Enzo in the midfield with Gallagher ahead of him, Madueke, Palmer and Jackson.
Yeah, I mean it's all about Cole Palmer, isn't it? Like the day basically revolves around Cole Palmer. Caicedo's looking very good. Caicedo's playing very well for us. The slight issue that we've got is Caicedo's best performances for us recently have all been without Enzo Fernandez, and I sometimes worry. Some players, they don't necessarily fit one another. It's not about how good they are individually. I would contest that Enzo Fernandez isn't very good.
Did anyone see that video of Phil Foden this week? It's all caked up in makeup.
Mate, I did. I thought, do you know who I thought it was? I saw it. I'm not even joking. I put it in a WhatsApp group. Do you know who I actually thought it was? Sam Smith. I opened the video.
Sam Smith.
I swear. I thought, why is this football account talking about Sam Smith? And I clicked on it and I was like, that ain't Sam Smith. That's Phil Foden.
I thought I put RuPaul's Drag Race on.
Got like a George Michael wham. That
Sam
cross.
Smith.
He had the cross earring in. I was like, what's he done to his eyebrows?
He's just moisturised, lads. I don't think it is
Do
makeup.
you know there's that?
That wasn't just moisturiser, bro. That's not a bit E45.
Tinted moisturiser.
It's just moisturising.
Mate, no, it's not
The
moisturiser.
sun's out, mate.
Mate,
It's
I've
only
got
summer.
moisturiser on now.
Have
I'm
you?
not glowing. Mate, do you know what it reminded me of? You know when Tony Soprano gets hold of AJ and he goes, what's different about you?
Yeah, he's got no
And he's got no
eyebrows.
eyebrow. What's different about you? That's how it was with Phil Foden. I'm looking and I'm thinking, Sam
Cavity for
Smith.
poppers and weird checks.
I'm looking at Sam Smith and I'm going, what's different about you? It's not Sam Smith. It's actually Phil Foden. So yeah,
Yeah, that was a PR thing. He was doing a shoot, lads. Come on.
Akanji. Wait, yeah. Let me just not do Ron Burgundy. Let me actually see the team. Ortega in goal, Walker, Akanji, Ake, Stones, Rodri, Foden, Silva, De Bruyne, Grealish, and Alvarez. De Bruyne and Akanji starting after asking to be took off.
And Haaland did as well, apparently. Asked to be taken off the penalties.
I can't
He's
believe.
not playing, obviously. I'm just saying you got asked to take
Haaland on the bench?
penalties.
No, Haaland's not involved.
No, he's not involved.
I can't believe.
He had a go at Pep.
But do you know what? We were talking about European pedigree, about Arsenal, about Chelsea and all that. It was a massive wake-up call as a City. Look, as a City fan, I don't care about winning European Cups that much. It's an amazing achievement. Very, very lucky to see it. But it made me realise how hard it is to have that weight, that aura that Real Madrid have got. Because they weren't very good, right? And City
16
were...
European Cups or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But they have this aura that you just cannot get out.
You
Even
can't
after one.
penetrate.
You think it's going to change after one, that your fortune is going to change.
Yeah.
We look like we did against Lyon when we lost to Lyon.
No, but
seriously,
but
we shut ourselves.
But the only time that happens, now you've won it and you've got that monkey off your back. The only time that you ever feel like that in the whole of football is against them. They're literally now you've won it.
Yeah.
Now you've won it. The only time that you will ever feel.
Well, we were killed by the Premier League scheduling because they made us play a day after 3 games away.
You've got about 56 players in your
No,
squad.
look, have you seen the programme? The programme
Yeah,
today.
we used 2 idiots in it.
Yeah, of course, I've seen it. You should see Chelsea's bench. Look at this. City have got no one on the bench. They've got a very thin squad. Yeah, that's not a good image because there's loads of others.
But what Man City do have.
Why? Because it proves you
Yeah,
wrong.
we have
That's
not
a
got-
bad image
no,
because it
no,
proves
We've
you
got an
wrong.
expensive squad.
Man City have.
It's not a big squad.
You have
No
two.
way.
You have 2 world-class players per position. Man City do have 2 world-class players per position.
No, I don't think we do.
I mean,
We have a lot of
do.
defenders.
and it's to your credit. It's why Pep Guardiola has built an incredible
Well,
squad.
Kovacic doesn't count for me
Your
anymore.
opinion on something, Raw. But before we move on to that, the game's nearly about to kick off. Score predictions, please.
I think Chelsea win this game.
I think Chelsea
win
win
this game. I think we're going to do
I think
it.
for a long
I think
one,
we're
but
going
Chelsea
to
win.
beat. I think we're going to beat them fairly easily. There's Sam Smith. He's a ring winger for Sam Smith, isn't he? He's singing a Bond song, the geezer. He's got half a winger and half a pop star.
Go on, Boo.
I'm going
Fat
2-0.
boy.
I'm going 2-0.
To Chelsea.
Fat boy, he's the thinnest guy on the pitch. He's the leanest guy on the pitch, Phil Foden.
No, but
he's got
the
no
face
muscle
of a-
or fat. He's
No,
the opposite
no,
of
he's
what you
got the
just
fa-
said.
no, the
But if
face-
you're going to commentate on a game, it has to be.
No.
You have to say something in line with what's happening in reality.
It's the face of
You
a fat boy.
cannot say the
It's not a
opposite
fat
of
boy.
what it is.
No, it's the face of a fat boy.
No, it's not.
It is.
He's as lean as anything. He's got abs.
No, I'm not
He's
suggesting.
got abs.
I'm not suggesting that he's not lean. I'm suggesting that
You
he
just
has
called him a fat boy.
the face of a fat boy.
What does that mean?
It means exactly
Anyone
the
can have a
word.
face of fat boy.
Can I ask you what's
Face of a fat boy.
worse?
Having the face
He
of a
just
fat
ran
boy or the
50
face of a
he
thin
just
boy.
ran nearly half
Wait,
marathon
being
against
thin-
Real Madrid.
Hang on, no, let's get right into the point of this show. What's worse? Being thin and having the face of a fat boy, or being fat and having the face of a thin
You
boy?
can't have a face of a thin boy if you're fat.
You can.
You can't 'cause you're fat. Where does it go? Come on.
No, Phil Foden.
We have to talk about reality,
It's not-
lads.
it's not
There's
his
reality.
fault. I
We're
love
watching
Phil
TV.
Foden.
This is reality.
Phil Foden should have an England team built around him, but he has the face of a fat boy.
No, he doesn't.
He does. He has
No.
Sam Smith.
It's not
You
even an issue. I don't even care
You know,
about
if you were
Phil
good,
Foden.
you know, if you were good on the internet and you could get Sam Smith dressed in that red thing that looked mental, and you could put Phil Foden's head on it. If you put that on the internet, nobody would realise it wasn't Sam Smith.
Good on the internet.
Nobody would realise. If seriously, if you did it and just put it up, everyone would just like the picture as Sam Smith. They wouldn't realise it was Phil Foden. They are
I'm just
interchangeable
looking at
ringers.
him now. He's got no fat on his face.
What's
and he
worse,
looks like
though?
the skinniest guy
You're
going.
like arguing over a penalty, or Haaland asking not to take a penalty. To take him off.
Haaland by a mile.
Yeah, I'm really frustrated.
embarrassing,
There's a real lack of.
They're both embarrassing, though.
Haaland
You
by
got
a
to
mile.
explain it to me then.
Haaland
Maybe
by a
I'm missing
mile.
something as a football fan. Maybe I'm missing.
Is that really what
something. 'Cause
happened?
Your side's won 3 European titles. You've won 2. So what can I say? The lads look like they didn't believe that they just won the treble 6 months ago.
Nah,
Am I
some-
missing something?
Sometimes Real Madrid can do that.
No,
Yeah,
Adam, it wasn't that. It wasn't
all right,
that.
we still lose on penalties, but why are you getting asked to get taken off penalties? Bernardo's penalty was poor. Just signed Kovacic, a 2-time Champions League winner. The biggest bottle in Manchester.
White York in it.
Why is
He's like York, innit?
why is the keeper taking one?
Yeah.
You-
Game's
you've
on the
got
way,
all
by the way.
those- you've got-
We are 20
look,
seconds
you've
in.
got all of those. You've got all of those players, all of those brilliant players on the pitch, and your keeper's taking a penalty.
No.
An important one as well.
He scored it, though.
That's not the point. It's
Joe
not the
Hart
point.
today missed one. Idiot.
Did he for
Lucky
Celtic?
Celtic got away with it.
Celtic won now.
Oh,
Go on, Cucurella.
Did Celtic win?
Chelsea.
Yeah, they did.
Chelsea.
How are Rangers getting on?
Chelsea.
It's cup today, I think. It was Aberdeen in the cup.
Neil Warnock went there for 4 weeks and then left.
Yeah.
Aberdeen.
Here we go.
Really
Come
don't
on,
want to play
Chelsea.
City in-
I've got a real feeling that we're going to win this game. I
Yeah,
cannot
so have I.
believe that Chelsea are playing.
how many
Your
times
week is
you
going to be
said
a
that?
bad week, you know.
Do you know how many times? Well, it won't be. I'll be going to Monaco soon, hopefully, if I'm allowed to talk about that. Maybe I don't know. Who knows?
Save it.
But a beautiful part of the world on holiday. Theoretically, if we win this game, I'll be going.
Oh
Oh,
Great.
no! Thiago Silva gets there, rescues
quicker!
Chelsea. Grealish overhits
Terrible
it to
pass,
Bernardo
Grealish,
Silva.
God.
What did you make of Bernardo Silva's penalty? Bro?
I think he was. Do you know what? It was.
The ball
it
was
loo-
in the crowd,
You look
right?
terrible. You look terrible when you do that. The keeper has read it. That's what's really bad for Bernardo Silva. Somehow the keeper knew that he was going to do that because the keeper didn't move.
You've seen the video about this, haven't you?
What I don't know.
Well, Kepa's on the bench. He talks to the keeper.
What
after
video? Where did you
extra
see
time.
it? Sorry, when you say I've seen the video,
There's a
what is
video
it?
of a
Sounds
camera picking
fascinating.
up at the Etihad because Kepa's on the bench.
Right.
And what game did Kepa play in where Bernardo scored a massive penalty against him? It's against Chelsea in the League Cup
League Cup.
final. And what did he do in that penalty? Do you
Did he
remember?
dink it?
He dinked it down the middle.
And what-
And there's a video where Kepa's going like this
Well, he's going to
to,
think
to the keeper on the bench that he's going to
Is
go down the
brave
middle.
to actually.
This is the exact same penalty,
Do you
bro.
What,
think-
just
do you think
before the
the-
penalty shootout?
Yeah.
Do you think the City fans holding the ball had any impact on it? I had a feeling, you know, whoever held the ball, that whole section turns to them. Because you fucking dick.
Is that
No,
what
so-
happened? I didn't even
'cause
notice
someone
that.
held the ball for
I
ages.
think
So
it
he
was
stood
Torres.
there waiting for the ball to come out of the.
It would have been a
At the
tourist,
stand.
$1,000,000%.
Or it would have been someone who's just trying to nick the ball.
Yeah,
I've
just
done that before.
Like a kid or
if
something.
you get the
Yeah, but
ball,
not in that
not throwing
moment.
it back. You just keep it.
Not in that moment, though. Would you?
No, but you kind
like
of when
when
you go
Leeds
to
United
nick
were
it,
getting
you kind of
relegated.
expect one to be thrown straight back.
Weren't
onto the
Leeds
pitch.
United about to get relegated? I think they were playing Chelsea, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they held the ball, and the Chelsea player was like, "I don't care, we're
I-
3-0 up." Ellen
I
Rowe
had,
was
I had
like,
an amazing one for that against De Gea. I had
Stupid.
an amazing one in the FA Cup against De Gea. Demba Ba scored, and De Gea was waiting to take a goal kick, and I just held it and held it and held it. De Gea's going like that, give me the ball, give me the ball, hold it. He's eventually gone to the bench, throw the ball on, gets a new ball, puts it down, goes to take the goal kick. Just as he takes it, I throw the ball on the pitch.
Good. That.
1-0 Rory, mate. Good tackle.
Good
It's not a
tackle,
good
that.
tackle.
He got
It's
the
a yellow
ball.
card.
You stupid.
He got booked.
What
for
are
that.
you on about?
He literally, did you watch
yeah.
that? Did you see the
He
replay?
literally
challenge.
touched the ball.
No, Buvey, he literally took the ball.
Did he get booked for that?
I'll see the replay again. If
I mean, you
show
can't
it.
watch a replay of the replay.
Your man's looking stressed, isn't it?
Who, Guardiola?
Yeah.
Looking,
he's like-
well, he's won 28 major
he's
honours.
done bold twice.
He's won 28 major honours as a manager.
He looks stressed, though.
I love Guardiola. I think he's brilliant. I really do. But I find him so annoying how everyone's now saying he's better than Ferguson.
He's not.
I just can't
There is a
believe
debate.
it.
There is a debate.
There isn't.
I just can't believe it. I just
His
can't believe
European
it.
record's better than Ferguson.
I just find it
In less
so.
time.
He goes where it's a
I
tap.
find it so
It's not
wrong.
tapping, is
He
it?
goes where it's a tap.
Barcelona wasn't attacking when he first won it. You can't sit there and say Barcelona was attacking in 2009.
Oh, penalty!
Uh,
That's a penalty! That's a penalty!
They're not even looking at it.
He gave... De Bruyne's on the corner of the box. Thiago's, like, dived in to try and win the ball. Not got it. De Bruyne never claimed it, though.
No.
Weirdly as well. Rumours from Spain yesterday that there's pessimism from City that he will extend his contract.
Yeah.
Good. You
Yeah.
know,
Is it-
everybody wants Guardiola to
Sebastian.
leave, and
Who you
everybody wants Jurgen Klopp to leave before it was announced. I think they're so wrong. Like, I don't want Guardiola to leave
I
the
do.
Premier League. You know, people go, "Oh, when Pep leaves, that's when the league's going to become competitive. When Pep leaves, that's when we'll have a chance." And I just think it's such a defeatist attitude.
No, I just want him gone.
I don't want him.
So
gone.
they don't have a
Football's
chance.
better with Guardiola in it. Football's
Get him
better with
gone.
Mourinho. Football's better with Wenger. You don't want to lose these icons of the game.
Yeah, cool. We'll watch him on the Champions League when he's managing someone else. Get him out.
I'm
City.
very rarely going to watch La Liga games. I think we want Pep
He won't
Guardiola
manage there.
in
Where
the
will he
league.
go?
Well, all we want is we want our teams to be better. We don't want them to not be.
2025.
I'm
So what we're 2024 now.
I'm cool with it being
That's
a
one more
one-team
year.
league and United win it everywhere. Yeah,
Mm.
You get
That'll
bored,
do
man.
me.
You get bored.
You do what?
I'm happy with it being a shit league, but we win it every year.
Yeah, so am I. I'm quite happy for Man City to be crap. I'm not suggesting that. I don't know why we would want one of the icons of the game
No, I
to
get
not
what
be
you're
in the
saying.
game. Do you know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
outstayed his welcome.
what do we
goals,
do?
man.
What do we do? We get him out and put Brian Kidd in there. That's going to make.
Why
the
did
Premier
Arsene
League
Wenger
better.
stink the gaff out for 10 years, not winning anything
Yeah,
for
but he
10 years?
stopped winning things, so we liked him then, didn't we?
Yeah, he
Remember
was,
when Fergie started becoming his best mate, and we were like, wait
Yeah.
a minute,
Yeah.
wait a minute,
Yeah.
you two aren't supposed to like each other.
That's a damning indictment, isn't it? He should have gone to Real
The fact
Madrid.
that the way he's like, isn't it?
He was
didn't,
soft-
Didn't
soft through
Fergie
and
phone
through.
Wenger, and then Wenger was like, all right, I'll give you Van Persie.
Yeah, he's
Like,
Really?
that's,
soft
I'm
as
sure
shit.
that's how it
Really?
kind of went
Yeah,
down.
he was soft as shit by the end.
Who? Wenger.
And now he's a G man for the FIFA and all that.
Trying to ruin things for everyone
He's
else.
terrible. He's terrible. Some of his ideas now,
Yeah.
like in the game, obviously, I respect his contribution massively. But I read a thing. They did this like really like in-depth piece in the Times a couple of weeks ago. He was trying to get rid of throw-ins.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what
He
are you
needs to go to a
doing?
care home immediately, in my opinion.
Uh,
Well, nothing wrong with that.
there is a little something wrong with that.
What do you mean?
There's a little
He's
bit.
old. He's 80 years old.
No, you don't need to put old people into care homes, mate. And
No, he's just
no, with his mates.
I mean, it is
that's
quite a
excellent by
disrespectful.
Nicholas Jackson. That's
But-
great.
No, with his mates.
No. I'm not in the process of. I'm not part of this. I don't want to put Arsene Wenger in care homes. But what I do want him to do is stop trying to eradicate throwing
You know what
from
I
the
think
game.
people do
I've got
when
no
they're
issue
part
with
of
throwing.
FIFA and UEFA, right?
Come up with ideas.
They're on like huge wages,
Yeah.
and the sensible thing with football is to go, leave it,
Yeah.
just leave it.
Yeah.
Great. But because they're getting paid so much money and
Can't
they want
do
an
that.
extension
Yeah.
and they have to justify
That's
it,
why their
exactly.
job.
they have to be the guy that
Yeah.
Gotta be doing
revolutionised throw-ins.
Yeah.
gotta be seen
Brilliant,
to be
Conor
doing
Gallagher's
stuff.
son. Come on, Cole. Show him how it's done.
Jackson's in.
It's offside, is he?
Jackson.
It's offside, I
saved by
think. It would have been
Ortega.
offside, that. But yeah, I just think, why on earth would you make throw-ins your thing? You know, if you're going to improve the beautiful game and you have the luxury of actually being listened to and you can, oh no, it would have been offside.
Yeah, he's miles on, yeah.
But I just think nothing wrong with throw-ins. Nobody's particularly fussed about throw-ins. I
Yeah.
like them.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
I love throw-ins.
I'll tell you what, nobody in playing football is more likely to give away a foul throw than me. It's virtually a
Do you know
guarantee.
the rules? Tell me
I do
tell me
know the rules.
So what are the
Like
rules?
I
drag
do
your
know the
heel.
rules. One move,
One
2 feet
move.
on the ground.
Yeah, and it's got to finish just behind you.
No, it's got to go behind your head.
No, but it's
It's
also
got-
got to be released above your head.
hands
Yeah.
have to finish.
Mm. No, I'm about as guaranteed
one
to do a
move, yeah,
foul
yeah.
throw in. Yeah, one consistent move, 2 feet on the floor. All of the above I don't do.
I remember playing teams sometimes, and you just see none of them would know how to take a throw-in.
Do you know what?
It'd be hilarious. 'cause
Yeah, I can't take a throw.
refs, unlike Sundays, Saturdays, would eventually just go, just play on.
Yeah, play
Just
on,
like,
yeah,
just,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're going, bruv, that's another
Yeah,
foul
yeah,
throw. It's just, if I call these, we'll be here all day.
Yeah. Do you know what is also worthy of chat? Manchester City, Chelsea, Raheem Sterling. It's just not It's just over, isn't it?
How old is he?
He's 28, 29.
But it's not the sorry. When I say it's over, I don't mean his career. I mean his
Prime.
Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea career. Yeah,
It's just over.
Like
It's Chelsea, Man City at Wembley. It's Chelsea, Man City at Wembley. Like that is Raheem
He
Sterling
reminds
written
me
all over.
very much of Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney played a lot of intense games at a very early age for one of the biggest
Not a
clubs in the world.
comparison,
No, I'm not saying of quality. I'm saying
No,
that
I mean,
he
even
burnt
in-
out.
No,
And
but Rooney
Sterling-
never
Rooney
burnt
never
out
really burnt
28.
out, did he?
but
Rooney didn't burn
by
out
the age of
till he was
30, he was a
old.
bit flat.
Nah.
What, by 33, he was at Derby, he retired.
He had periods where, because he had played through injury, he wasn't maybe as sharp, but he didn't
Rooney
burn
was
out.
doing
like
it-
that,
It's a
bro.
common
He was
narrative that
consistently
Rooney's
good.
prime was very early in his career, so he peaked a little bit. So
But
the end of it was
at
after.
28, he was winning the league.
No.
Where was he when he was, I'm just trying to say when he was
There's that
30
season
then.
as well when
And then he went to
Ronaldo
Everton.
left.
So there's no narrative that he didn't have a long back end of his career because he started so strong.
I don't see the Rooney like Sterling at 28 being left out of
He
an
just
FA
looked-
Cup
he looked-
semi-final.
He looks burnt out to me.
I don't think
Yeah,
Wayne Rooney.
Rooney's the wrong
compares-
player.
Why?
Yeah.
Wrong
By
player.
31, he was playing at Everton.
What? No, he wasn't.
He was.
He's at 35
When he
when he
retired
went
at
to
30.
Everton.
Did he retire at 34?
He's at 35 when he went to Everton.
Maybe I'm
bro.
getting the numbers wrong then.
You are.
Yeah,
But there are certain players of his quality that they'd be playing when they're 34, 35, like Frank Lampard was doing, for example. He left United at 32, fine.
All right.
But his,
Maybe
his
you're close.
prime,
And then he went to America. Then he came back to Everton.
he didn't. There are some players that they get into their prime by the age of 29, 30, and that certainly wasn't Rooney. Prime Rooney could argue
Wait, what are you
22.
on about? Wayne Rooney was playing for Manchester United until
No,
32.
I've made a
We're
simple
talking
point.
about Raheem
I've made
Sterling
I made a
at
simple
28.
point that Sterling, by the age of 29, 30, should be looking at these being his prime years. He's got the most experience. He's won everything in the game at nearly except the Champions League. And he's not. He looks very flat. And I'd argue, because he played a lot of minutes for Liverpool, a lot of minutes for City at a very early age. He looks burnt out. No?
I don't.
Sterling, I think, could argue that.
I don't
think it's that interesting a narrative. I'm just saying that he
But I
played a
also
lot
think
of minutes
you've
early.
got to look at the move as well, because what was he playing like for City towards the end?
No, he's rubbish. He's rubbish.
Or was he rubbish?
He's rubbish. Yeah, lots of.
Was that because
lots
it
of
had just
qualities in his
fizzled out
prime.
with him and there? Or?
We can have a debate about his prime years at City.
No, I'm
and his
not
quality.
debating his prime.
No,
What I'm trying to
we're not.
debate is,
I'm trying to say,
he done?
Back in,
or is it just a bad move?
his confidence is shot.
The other thing is, even
Like,
when
could
it
you
was
see him
going wrong, at
improving if
City-
he ended up at like a Spurs?
No.
No. I think his next club is a very difficult one because he's a player who, he's been fantastic since he left Queens Park Rangers. He's played for like three of the biggest clubs in the country, and at Man City he was part of one of the most impressive teams. Like he was a key part of a Centurion team, wasn't he?
Huge.
So, he's achieved. He's achieved
that?
very good. Cole Palmer. Oi. So he's achieved amazing
You're not
things.
Bruno Fernandes, bro.
He's
Settle
achieved
down.
amazing things. There's no doubt about it.
He has achieved a lot.
But where he goes next, I think it's very difficult because he can't go down.
You should go Spain.
Spain or Italy, maybe.
I think Spain could be a good
Or
move.
Saudi.
AC Milan type
better
Italy
than
move would be
that.
good as well.
He's better than that.
He did well. E equals MC.
But the last 10 years, he's top 3 English talents to play in the league in terms of contribution to the league, in terms of what he's done for England. He's a huge player.
He's nowhere
completely
near.
slept on.
But it's amazing how what you're saying. I do agree with. But he is now absolutely nowhere near even an England conversation.
Are you frustrated as a Chelsea fan that he joins Chelsea and the fundamentals, right? Maybe his numbers aren't very good. That's a different debate. But his fundamentals have not improved since City.
What I find very
his first
frustrating.
touch,
What I find
stuff
very
like that.
what I find very frustrating about Raheem Sterling is the player that he was supposed to be. He just hasn't become like when we signed all these young players. Look, don't get me wrong. He was thrown in the deep end, but I wanted him to be the main man. Like I thought he'd be Cole Palmer. You know what Cole Palmer has done for Chelsea?
Yeah.
I thought Raheem Sterling was going to be that for Chelsea. And when you look at the numbers that whatever you think of the performances, his numbers at City were mental. It's like 20 goals a season. Guaranteed 7 years in a row or something. 20 goals in a season, 7 years in a row.
City have given the
Cole
ball away
Palmer.
again. Conor Gallagher
come on,
pounces
son.
on it.
Well
He's
done.
Beaten his man, who's Kyle
Come
Walker.
on, just keep
I
it
think.
moving. There we go.
Got the ball wide to Gusto on the right. Jack Grealish in front of him.
Go on,
Chelsea on the attack. Chelsea
Beat
have
him,
done
you're
well
quicker
at
than him,
winning
you're
the
quicker
ball
than
back.
him.
Good
Grealish has done well.
challenge.
Grealish has
Look at
done
that
well,
from
yeah.
Jack Grealish. Beautiful.
Yeah. Grealish.
Worry now, we're so flat on the ball.
You know, Sterling, one of the things that he was great at is that explosiveness. And I think,
Guaranteed for goals as
like
well.
that, man.
30, like,
but that explosiveness got him into the positions to score.
yeah.
When he first came to Chelsea, his first touch, his passing ability, did it
Terrible.
look poor?
No, yeah, poor. Really poor.
Yeah.
The other
But is
thing,
that not
the
because
other
he
thing
played
that
for a
he's
bad
he's
team?
one of the worst.
No, but
No,
He's
but-
coming up, but when he played for Liverpool, he played for a Brendan Rodgers team that was very much on the up. I know it's Brendan Rodgers, but very much on the up.
he was good.
And he kind of played to his strength,
Yeah.
and he was a young player. City, Pep's the main man. It's not about individuals, it's about the team. And he benefited from the team. Like the positions that he used to score from was because you'd have De
Coming in
Bruyne
at
doing
far
those
post,
crosses
far
and
post,
it'd be
yeah.
repetitive actions, you know what I mean? Like once you take, like it's a coach's dream, but maybe he's just not being coached to get the best out of him at the moment.
But if you're getting coached by Brendan Rodgers, and we can slag off Rodgers as a bit of a meme or whatever, he's a very good coach on the training training field.
But he did well there.
And he did do well there.
And he was younger.
But at Chelsea,
Guardiola.
At Chelsea, he's had
better at Chelsea. By the time you arrive at Chelsea,
you're meant to be the main man.
Sharp.
Oh, also, he was meant to. He was.
Foden's in. He's gone round the keeper.
Get it off.
Cucurella's got it off the line. It wasn't going in anyway from Foden, but Cucurella's done well to get it out.
Oh, mate. Who's
Still on the
the
attack.
edge?
Akanji.
Fernandes, idiot.
City, maybe.
What
Should
a
you have
pass
scored,
that was from De Bruyne. What a pass from De Bruyne. Mate, what an amazing through ball that was from De Bruyne. Watch this. Look, picks it up, waits for the run from Foden. So easy.
Miles
Cucurella,
onside.
you big donkey.
No, I think Caicedo's got to just kind
Cucurella's
of
playing him
block him
onside.
off there.
The keeper's done well
Cucurella's
there.
playing
No,
him
but
onside.
Caicedo's got to block him, bro.
I think Cucurella should.
Hey!
Cucurella should make sure that he doesn't play him. If Cucurella steps 2 yards up, he's offside.
No, but I felt like, the run that he was making, if Caicedo just steps to the left, you can't make that run.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And it's not a
But
foul.
no, look, do you know what? To finish up on the Sterling thing, I just think that the player that we needed him to be was the answer, the oracle, that build it around him. He is the man. And he's just not. Why didn't
done
Foden
well there,
shoot with
the
his right
keeper.
foot?
'Cause I think the keeper.
Do you not think that he just smashes it through him? Even with his right foot, just smashes it through him?
I think the keeper done really well.
If your hands are like that outstretched, there's only so much power in them. If you whack it with venom.
Yeah. Probably should be 1-0 up.
Nice.
Really well there,
He's got
Nico
turn
Jackson.
there.
Jackson's
He's
done so
spanned
well.
John Stones.
This could be an anything scoreline, you know.
Oh,
That's all right.
Foul
He's still
on
got
him
it.
there. There's a foul on him there.
It's not foul.
After the ball was gone.
No. Fucking hell.
Chelsea are doing well here.
Get out then.
Just as
Yeah.
City leave their half.
It's a head injury. Play on then.
Can't be a head injury.
Twats.
Did you see Zinchenko kick the ball out when Arsenal were playing Aston Villa?
Yeah.
What did you think to that?
No, was it Aston Villa?
Yeah, it was Aston Villa. Aston Villa.
Yeah, it was Aston Villa. Sorry, I did if it was Bayern Munich. Yeah.
What did you think?
No, it was soft. I thought it was soft.
Do you
thought
think
it
he
was
should have
soft.
done it, or do you think he shouldn't have done it?
Yeah, I would want him to keep the ball in play.
Yeah.
So he's up then. Jackson's up. Where's the head injury? Where's the stretcher?
It never was.
So
a
why
head.
stop the game then?
He was
It never-
why
holding his
stop the
head
game?
because he was
Yeah,
hurt.
because he fucking melts.
You nervous, Booth? Sound it a little
I
bit.
think we look shit at the moment. We do. We look.
I mean,
we
there
look
was a
really
moment. There
flat.
was a moment of quality seconds ago.
Moment of quality, yeah. But no, in terms of the total build-up play,
That was beautiful
It
from
could
De
be
Bruyne.
anything
Though. That
scoreline
through
today.
ball to Foden. I don't know why Foden just didn't hit it. Lace it with his right foot. Blaze it like through the keeper.
because the other side, it's a goal, isn't it? So.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that Zinchenko thing was just wild. Like I really did. You know the way that he kicks the ball out when they're on the attack when they're going for the league. Like I don't even think the Villa players expected it. Really, really weird decision. And there was something else I wanted to get your opinions on actually, Arsenal wise. What about Emery? Emery at the God,
Beautiful.
It was kind of
it's perfect
set for that,
performance.
wasn't it?
Perfect performance.
It's kind of set for it.
Do you know
Watkins, man,
Emery-
has been phenomenal.
Only what? Do you know what I just can't even listen to anymore? Like with football, it's all about opinions and debate, and that's part of the game, and we love it. And it's all about having your opinions and listening to others, and maybe changing yours, or maybe stayed fast to your own opinions or whatever. Do you know what I just can't hear anymore? Anybody that thinks that Ivan Toney should go for England over Watkins, I just think it's so flawed. Like I can't even explore it.
I think you can debate who should come off the bench in a losing situation.
See, this is what I mean. I don't.
Really?
I personally think
just think-
Tony's a better player, but based off this season,
I just don't
Watkins
think
has to
we're
go in.
taking one. We're taking somebody to support Kane. The answer is Watkins.
Yeah,
It's just
of course
Watkins.
It is. Of course it is. You're right.
It's.
I don't think either are a bad answer,
Tony's not been amazing
I think
since he's
Tony's
come back, has he?
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
And then if you add the amount of time he was away from the game, you think, well, what's the kind of
Yeah,
evidence?
based off this season, you go Ollie Watkins. But I do personally, if I was going to sign either of them, I would rather sign Tony. I think he's a better player.
Great ball for Chelsea.
Very
there.
similar ages as well.
I just disagree with that. I really do.
What, if as a United fan, you'd rather have Tony sign than
Mate,
Watkins?
I'd want half the Villa team at Chelsea, and I'd want their manager. I really do.
You
Mate,
got to remember as well.
Unai Emery has
It might be
Mikel
a bit
Arteta's
like
number so
Dominic
badly.
Calvert-Lewin under Ancelotti.
Oh,
No. It's been more consistent than that.
Do you know what I mean? It could be like what I mean.
but
by
Watkins
that
is doing it in the
Look, I think
championship.
Watkins is a better player.
Watkins has been doing
Watkins
it
is
for
a better
ages.
for
player. He's had a
Brentford.
good growth. But what I'm trying to say is he's got a better manager with him as well. You could imagine Tony in that team. the kind of numbers he'd be putting up as well. I imagine they'd be very,
Do you think?
very similar.
I don't know if he'd score more than
He wouldn't score
Watkins
more
for
than
Aston Villa.
Watkins. He wouldn't.
Aston Villa, very negative
He wouldn't
side.
score more than
I think he would.
Very
man.
conservative
I think
side.
not more. I think he'd definitely score as much.
Watkins.
Do you think?
Brilliant tackle
I think Tom's
there.
class.
Caicedo, the man. Love it.
So
De
Watkins
Bruyne's
on
got
19?
away with 2 here, you know.
No, he
He
hasn't.
should be
with
booked
nothing.
by now.
Booked?
Yeah.
What are you, a grass? It's 18 minutes
Mate,
in.
if that's
You've been
anybody,
asking for everyone to be
if
booked.
anybody else,
Tattletale.
if that was
Yeah, 'cause they play for
Caicedo,
Chelsea.
Enzo, someone else, they get booked.
No,
Because it's De Bruyne, you don't get booked.
No, it's not because it's De Bruyne or anything.
I think
His little red face.
I reckon that manager of the year this year, assuming that Unai Emery makes it into the top 4, which I think he will. Manager of the year is
Top
Unai
four in a
Emery.
European
Especially with the Conference League. What if they win
Manager
that?
of the year. Well, do you know what could happen? It won't happen anymore. Did you see that really weird situation where Aston Villa, because Bayern Munich beat Arsenal and Man City are out, this isn't happening. England now have 4 teams in Europe, and that's good, I think. But there was a situation where Villa could have been playing in a conference final in order to get themselves into the Champions League, because if they finished 5th in the league and 5th had gone to,
Oh,
they,
yeah.
they might have needed to win for England's coefficient.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they'd be winning the Conference League. Oh dear.
Alvarez in the box. Picked up the ball from Grealish.
That was going in. De Bruyne has cleared that off the line.
Feels
It
good.
might have
Wide.
been going wide,
I
you
thought it
know.
was just
Mate,
wide.
I saw an amazing clip. Did you see a clip on the internet of an Argentinian Instagrammer he's in the streets of Buenos Aires and he's asking, just like regular Argentinian football fans, who is the best 3 Argentinian players ever?
Yeah,
Have you seen it?
seen this? Yeah,
It's
Got
amazing.
Maradona,
It's
Messi,
amazing. It's amazing. So the vast majority goes.
I've got to ask him who he thinks it will be.
Okay, so who do you think the 3?
Maradona, Messi, and Riquelme.
No, it's a good
One of-
shout.
one of them
A lot of
says
people say
Riquelme.
him.
One of them said- one of them in the video said Riquelme,
People
but
do
it's
say
not.
him.
Riquelme.
It's not. There's
Do
someone
you know
crazy.
who the answer is?
Did the guy Alvarez?
So Juan Sebastian Veron gets a
Obviously, I'm only
mention.
saying Alvarez because you've kind of
Yeah.
set it up because we mentioned it.
Yeah, Alvarez.
Mad.
I think presumably just because of the recent World Cup success.
And the treble would mean a lot for Argentine fans. They know what that means.
Copper thing.
Club World
Yeah.
Cup, of course.
Yeah.
Scored.
Did you see Arsenal
Have
were
it-
out of the Club World Cup?
Yeah, because they went out. Yeah, that's good. They shouldn't be in that. You should only be in
Yeah.
that if you win
If
something,
you're a
man.
champion or something.
Why they keep
Well,
trying
the
to add
Champions League
numbers up?
final was
Yeah.
the Liverpool versus Spurs. Neither had won the league title in 30 years, 40 years.
The Club World Cup used to mean something.
Yeah.
It meant you just won the Champions League and now you can go win the World
Yeah.
Cup.
It's a load of rubbish.
Yeah.
Once more than England, world champions twice.
Yeah.
But now,
But no, I
just
thought
give it to any
that
Tom,
was
Dick and Harry.
amazing. Like Argentinian football fans, Juan Sebastian Veron gets a mention. Riquelme gets a mention.
Gabby, Batistuta.
Batistuta did get a
Batistuta,
mention. Yeah. The vast majority all said Messi won.
All of those players better than Alvarez, by the way.
No, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
I agree, but I thought it was quite
Ayala?
interesting that they.
Is he up there?
I don't think Roberto Ayala got
Defenders
one.
don't
Didn't get
really
No, I
mentioned.
don't think Ayala got mentioned. No.
Did get mentioned now.
Zanetti.
Zanetti?
I'll tell you.
Walter
I'll
Samuel.
tell you who got mentioned.
Walter Samuel.
Di Stefano got mentioned. Di Stefano.
What was Samuel? Because he won the treble with Inter as well, didn't he?
Di Maria got mentioned.
Oh, that's a
No,
good one.
Zanetti. Zanetti won
Di
the treble.
Maria got mentioned.
Into
Di Maria's actually.
Di Maria got mentioned.
It's
Yeah.
probably Di Maria.
I think it's.
Oh, look all the Champions Leagues he won with Real Madrid. Big part of them as well. Fantastic player, man.
I think it
No,
could
of
be.
course, I love it.
If I were doing it, and obviously my knowledge on Argentinian football is famous, if I were doing it, I would go Maradona 1, Messi 2.
Oh, that's tough. That's really hard.
Hang on, Gabriel Batistuta 3. That's from my very limited knowledge.
think you're
There's
right.
one person
I'll
that
have to
hasn't
go
been
Riquelme.
mentioned here.
Hang on. Yeah.
Who's your top 3?
What, Sergio Aguero?
At some point,
I can't.
at some point, he's going to say
because
it.
of because of sort of
He
failed.
won the World Cup as well, didn't
No,
he?
he didn't. No, he
Did
didn't.
he not? Oh,
No,
he
he got
was just
to the
there in
final.
his full kit
He
running
was
around
there,
like
yeah.
a
He
top.
did a full kit. He did the
You
John
guys are
Terry
sad,
thing. Yeah.
man. You guys
He
are
did.
sad.
I ever
man.
see him, I'm gonna mention
He did.
that.
He
Yeah, I
did
know
the
he
John
did.
Terry thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I ever meet him, I'll mention.
You know Beckham did that in 2010.
What?
He didn't get included in the squad, even though Matty Upson did for
What,
the
South
England squad
Africa?
for 2010.
When he was there in a
So he
suit?
came as a kind of cheerleader. It was really weird energy.
Yeah, but he
Well,
was
Beckham did that,
he was
did he?
assistant
Beckham was
manager.
You sat in the dugout.
Because remember, he was the extra
Motivational
man.
in
and then
2010.
Yeah.
he was the
Capella.
extra man, and then he still took him.
Yeah.
Remember when they used to have an extra man,
No, but that's like
That's right.
and then he
and
still
he
took
went,
him.
yeah.
And he looks like the manager on the side.
It was embarrassing.
It's not though.
A real winner never does that.
Because if England won the World Cup or whatever tournament it was, Beckham don't stick on a full kit and run on the pitch.
I bet he does.
I bet you
Of course he does.
I bet you
he was
doesn't.
there.
Think-
when
bro,
we
He
I
was in
don't
a
reckon
dressing
he
room
was
with Roy
doing
Keane and
fans
Paul
right.
Scholes.
Algeria.
I
He was
don't
in a
reckon
dressing
he
room with Roy Keane and Paul Scholes, bro.
Yeah,
Who were
hang
in
on,
Barrow.
them lot.
who both wore suits when they came.
But both bottled it for their countries retrospectively as well.
Oh, unlucky.
That pass probably could have been a bit better, you know.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was aimed. I don't think it was aimed where.
Coming
Yeah. But where it ultimately ended.
my
Well done, Gusto.
God,
Kevin
man.
De Bruyne just
He ain't got
absolutely
the
one
skills
dimensional.
anymore. He used to be able to beat him like that.
And then more, he's
I've
never
got
had a
2-on-1
skill.
now. 2-on-1
yeah,
on
you
Ake.
have
Go.
skills.
Madueke early to Gusto. That's it. Go. Win it. Oh.
What? You can't be offside there, man.
That's terrible from Gusto if he's offside there. When a player is offside, having the same view as a linesman.
There's Pochettino.
If he wins you the FA Cup, you'll love him. If he wins you the FA Cup,
Who?
Pochettino.
I
course he would.
would hate Pochettino if he won 3 European Cups in a row. I'm a man of principle. Genuinely. When Benitez was Chelsea
No, I
manager.
do believe you.
No, do you know what? When Benitez was Chelsea manager, you know the accusation that's often labelled at Chelsea fans? Plastic Chelsea fans. We demonstrated when Benitez was our manager that we were so principled and like the distinct opposite of being plastic.
I think you are principled
We hated
roughly.
as a club.
Of Chelsea fans I know,
think so.
obviously.
We hated Rafael Benitez
you're
before he
very
came to Chelsea.
stubborn.
He came to Chelsea,
Yeah.
finished third in the league, and won a European trophy in Amsterdam. One of the best days ever. We won a European trophy in Amsterdam, beating Benfica with a Branislav Ivanovic last-minute header. Perfect. We still hate Benitez. That's probably
You know, can I just say, you know when he lifted the trophy in Ajax? You know when everyone has a goal?
Yeah,
and
no. He would
was-
have got booed, mate.
it was
Mate.
booed, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. Rafael
Not even
Benitez.
just like
Rafael
ignored
Benitez.
it.
Yeah, no. You're not wanted here was constantly sung.
Yeah.
And he
remember
left,
at the
what, a
time
week
it was
after?
on top.
He was always leaving.
didn't-
He knew he
it was
was
a
leaving. He
short
was
term,
always
right.
leaving at the end of the season. Yeah. Yeah, he
It
was
was because
incredibly
when he was at
unpopular.
Liverpool, he said
hated
a
him.
lot about Chelsea.
Remember,
fans,
there's a
didn't
great image of Didier Drogba sliding in front of him, doing the because he called him a diver,
he?
and then he ran and dived in front of him when he scored the second.
Suarez did that to Moyes, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did. Man, Suarez did an amazing dive. He did like a
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a dead fish.
yeah.
I want to move it
He's
quicker,
good at.
quicker.
Yeah. He's
Fucking slow, man.
Amazing.
We're such a slow side.
Grealish I feel like Grealish has been really important for you in the last.
I feel like
couple of weeks.
Grealish could leave. You know, Ad.
I
I feel no.
I got in trouble for saying he should go
No,
back
you,
to Villa.
you said Villa. Yeah, I think the issue was Villa rather than.
No, because that's his team, innit?
But he's too
And they're gonna be in
young.
the Champions League.
He's too young and good for that. Like I kind of see
in
what
the
Buvey's
Champions
saying.
League.
No, but he's too young and good to play for a team that
It's like
won't
saying
win
Wayne
the
Rooney in
Champions
his prime should go to Everton. That's his team. Same thing.
No, but like, if you said that after, like, let's say Wayne Rooney just wanted to go home, you go home. You've completed it.
You know,
You completed
too
football.
young,
you
just
know
too-
enough
just
about
too young.
footballers, don't you? There's no homesick vibes. He loves
I'm
it
not
in
saying
Manchester.
homesick.
So what?
But
What you
being
saying?
the big fish in a smaller pond can be good for you, man.
I just don't think Villa's.
I also think he's having that.
like
deserves to play at the highest
Jack
level.
Grealish. Jack Grealish
that
gets in the Arsenal
individuality,
team, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Like, he gets in the Arsenal team.
Of course he does.
Like-
yeah. He's having that individuality
good
coached
cross.
out of him.
Mate, Saka's corner.
Yeah.
Saka's corner.
Beating the first man.
Mate, what about that free kick he took quick to Ben White? What are you doing, you dick?
Saka's
Could
corner.
have shot on goal.
Could have had a shot. on goal.
Odegaard.
Do you think that
Last
his left
minute.
foot.
Do you
Here you
think-
go. I'll give it to the right back.
Do you
He
think there's
bottled it,
going to be
man.
some
He
very,
bottled it.
very uncomfortable conversations for Bukayo Saka's England place?
Oh, I
with Cole
tweeted
Palmer
this.
in
I
this one?
tweeted this. I said Palmer now replaces Saka. I don't want losers in my
Palmer, a
squad.
right winger.
He can come narrow.
Yeah.
In big games, it doesn't matter because you come narrow.
Yeah.
When we don't have the ball, you can tuck into midfield. It's beautiful. Saka's burnt out as well.
Have you seen some of this though? Like, because what I hate on Twitter is, especially nowadays, like, Arsenal fans always rushing to call someone world class, and then you see comparisons between like other players, and I just feel like they harm their own players more than they do them any good. We've seen comparisons between Foden and Saka, Palmer and Saka. It's like one very different.
Great save.
What a save by the keeper. Foden and Saka and Palmer, all these different comparisons.
But
They're more harm than good.
Phil Foden being compared to Bukayo Saka over the last 3 years, I don't think it's that wild, is it? Bukayo Saka, why?
Phil Foden's a different level of talent.
But his end
much-
product over the past 3
I think
years.
it's like comparing Wayne Rooney to Ashley Young.
Yes.
No.
I genuinely
Exactly.
believe
No, but Bukayo Saka's output is very comparable to Phil Foden's even this season.
But his
But
ability is.
if we analyse how do we define output? The goals that are going into the back of the net. In what big games does Saka score big goals? We're talking
Scored
Phil
against-
Foden
okay,
is running the
he scored
Can I
against Bayern
finish?
Munich.
Can I at least finish this
Yeah,
one?
but you've asked me a question. He scored against
Yeah,
Bayern
but you're
Munich.
going to give it a non-point.
It feels like I've answered the exact point.
No, you haven't.
You said
he
big
scored in
goals.
knockout stages of the Champions League against PSG, against Dortmund. He's run midfield in the Champions League final against Inter Milan.
Okay.
Saka hasn't reached those levels yet, has
But
he? No
you just
way.
said, when has he scored a big goal? And I just said Bayern Munich, and you said it's a non-point.
Well, it is because give me more. Give me more.
But it's not. It's not a non-point.
Well, it's
is
not
it?
a non-point in that. Look, of course, that's a big moment in his career, but I'm talking about
Scored
Foden
for
doing it
England
for
at the World Cup.
years to win league titles.
But then you brought up the point when you discussed him in that crunch moments in those games he didn't deliver. You could argue the team didn't deliver. Why are we putting all the pressure on him? But if people are going to call him this world-class talent or whatever they want to call him, then you got to deliver in those moments.
But Bukayo Saka, part of the reason that Arsenal have been so devastatingly good over 2 consecutive years, is the brilliance of Bukayo Saka. Like he's been their best player over 2 years.
What have they won in those 2 years? There's a point you often throw at Pochettino with Spurs, with all due respect.
Yeah.
What have they won?
They haven't won anything.
And in that time, Phil Foden's won 5 league titles in 6 years.
But when we analyse individual footballers, so you said I'd do that to Pochettino.
Yeah.
I've forever called Kane one of the best footballers.
Nico Jackson's
you have
in
to,
here,
fair.
but he might be offside. Nico Jackson,
No, but you
one-on-one,
go in-
gone round the keeper.
Where's the support?
Defenders are back.
Terrible pass.
Oh my God.
What a mad game.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Do you really think they're in the same discussion?
No, look, don't get me wrong. If you ask me who do I think is a better player, I would say that Phil Foden is he's certainly a more aesthetically pleasing player. I think he's a sexier footballer. I think he's a better footballer. But I would also say that Bukayo Saka is undoubtedly comparable. He is undoubtedly delivering at a same rate. It's interesting because you've just given me a look. Like,
know,
it's very
but-
rare.
I
Usually
know.
you'll swear at usually you'll swear at me, whereas you didn't there. You just gave me a look, which I think.
But we have to analyse what is the same rate, don't we? We do have to analyse what is the constitution of the goals that Saka is scoring. Yeah, one against Bayern Munich. He's had a good season this season, but he hasn't got anywhere near the evidence that we can say of multiple league titles, of a treble for Phil Foden, where he's directly involved in winning a treble. I honestly, I wish I wasn't involved as a City fan, because it's outrageous that he's even in the same discussion, in my opinion.
But I just think that Bukayo Saka has been doing it for 4 years to the top level. It's only this year that Phil Foden's realistically been in the starting lineup for Man City.
He's started a lot of games for City. This season in midfield
But
is a good
in
point.
Man City's
Number
best
10.
in Man City's best team, in Phil Foden's best position, he hasn't been playing. Bukayo Saka has been the first name on the team sheet for Arsenal and for England for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I don't think he made a big difference in the World Cup.
I don't understand why I'm making this fight for Bukayo Saka, because I don't particularly enjoy doing it. I just feel like compare
I just don't rate him as highly as other people do.
To compare Foden to Saka, it's not even
I think you
that
can look at the numbers
weird.
and you say that, yeah, but I think when you look at the two players and you see their abilities and what they can do on the football, I think they're completely different. Like I said, you can compare maybe Bukayo Saka to Antonio Valencia, and that. He's never going to get you off the edge of your seat, really. He's efficient. He's a very good old school winger. But Phil Foden's got more talent in his little toe.
Foden's running games against Inter Milan, right? And we're talking about Saka, who can barely whip a ball in past the first man
kid.
for a crunch moment in the Champions League against Bayern Munich.
It's a very
surreal.
distilled point, though, isn't it? Like, well, because you're highlighting one error from Bukayo Saka, and you're
begs the
highlighting
question,
a Champions League final from Phil Foden.
Yeah, because it's the highest level of sport.
No.
Wayne Rooney scored in
But
the Champions League
playing
final.
really well
That's
against
huge.
Man, but I think playing really well against Inter Milan in those circumstances is obviously very impressive. But I think we all know that Inter Milan were fairly flawed as well in that
Inter
final.
Milan were excellent in that final.
They were a very flawed
Arguably could have
team
won.
getting to that
Inter Milan
final.
are European
They
European
were
Cup
in-
winners
they were
in their own
incre-
right.
they were
You've got Phil Foden running it. It's the biggest game of his life.
When you look I mean, that Inter team had Andre Onana, it wasn't a particularly good team.
No, you're right about. Of course, you're right about that. But it begs the question: what else does Phil Foden have to do in his career to be distinguished above someone like Bukayo Saka?
I think he is seen as being above Bukayo Saka. I just think that as a comparison, when you look at the amount of goals and assists that Bukayo Saka is responsible for on a regular basis, he's been more
We're
consistent.
a
I don't
non-achieving
think-
side.
Who do you think Cole Palmer's closer to?
I think Cole Palmer has got a ceiling so much more reminiscent of Phil Foden. Those two could be in a whole different league. In a couple of years, we'll look back and think, how are we even talking about them? Bukayo Saka is a fantastic winger, but he doesn't influence games in the same way as those other two
So
players.
what do you think? You think Bukayo Saka is an excellent Premier League player? You
Yeah,
think Phil
yeah.
Foden and Cole Palmer are effectively world-class potential
Foden's
superstars.
right now world class, and Palmer's just behind because of age.
Yeah.
But I really think he's got the talent to be even better than Phil Foden, which is crazy.
Do you think Cole Palmer stays at Chelsea?
I've, like I said to you before, I think Cole Palmer ends up at Man United just because I think he's a Man United fan.
No.
And it'll be easier for him to make his way there now.
But if he
Cole Palmer's
when I'm
got
talking
every
about him
reason-
leaving, if Man United
Cole
are the
Palmer's
team
got
that's going
every
to
reason
poach him,
to
I'm
stay
not
at
worried about him
Chelsea.
leaving.
And I
Yeah.
think-
he's not going to go for Man
I think when
United.
you look at where can you move,
You have to let that go.
We talk about Raheem Sterling earlier. No, it's not something that I'm saying because I want it to happen. Obviously, it's fantastic.
No, but you know, being a
but I
United,
just got a feeling that happened.
but you know, being a
one day.
United fan,
When?
that doesn't mean
It
anything.
means a lot.
You think Cole
What,
Palmer
so-
joins Man United?
But,
Come
when-
on.
but
I think if the opportunity became available, he goes to Man United.
the opportunity was probably was available, wasn't
Do you think City sell him to Man United?
it? I mean, City have done business with Arsenal.
Not
They've
a
done-
chance City sell him to Manchester.
but Manchester United, they don't
Not
consider
their
them to be a
Honestly,
rival.
bro, like
They don't consider them to be a rival.
No way.
Pep
does
Guardiola
City
has
sell
shown us
Man
time and
United.
time again.
If you genuinely believe, if Cole Palmer said, "I want to go Man United," they sell him to Man
I
United.
don't really see it being a problem.
I'm
with
not saying Man
Guardiola.
United
If the money
are
came in,
are
the right
a
money,
title
I
threat.
think we
Not
would.
a chance, bro. Man City don't do that. But anyway, forget that. We're getting lost in the point. I think Cole Palmer, there's going to be difficult to leave Chelsea unless someone's giving you big money. Like we saw with Raheem Sterling. The only places he could go were within the Premier League because that money that's circling around, you're not going to get the wages you want elsewhere. So I think Cole Palmer will probably be a key player for
ball
Chelsea
there,
for a long
Palmer.
time.
Do it early. Yes. Such a shit pass. Yes. Get your shot off. Oh, Gusto on your
Fucking
heels,
hell.
man. Fucking back it up.
You might beat us here, man.
I've been saying
You've
that
been better
all
than us
day.
so far.
Yeah.
Oh, Gerrard! That was a Gerrard.
Gerrard against
Fuck
France.
yeah.
Gerrard
We did it multiple
against
times.
Chelsea, yeah.
He did it multiple times, didn't he? Crazy. We look flat, man.
Great pass from Palmer there.
It's
Weak.
Southgate's fault, man. He played all these players.
Southgate?
Yeah, he played Carl Walker, Stones.
You
Why?
blame Southgate.
No, but
A lot
Stones
of
is on the
random
idiot.
pitch.
situations.
Stones is on the pitch. He just
Yeah.
made the block.
He's more fatigued than he has to be in the last three or 4 weeks.
And so's Cole Palmer then.
That's a good point, yeah. I can't believe it, man.
This game's been. How you think this game's been going?
Perfectly.
shit for us.
Perfect.
I thought it'd be boring, keep it side to side, keep possession, and we're just so open.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think this is what we need. We need it to be a little bit hell for leather, because if you allow Man City to, get on the ball, dictate the tempo, dictate the possession, you will ultimately get beat. They'll wear you out. I wonder if the 120 minutes against Real Madrid is telling on. Cool, Rodri should have had a shot from
Rodri's,
there.
next time have a shot, son.
Rodri's interview, I think he got a lot of stick for his interview. Did you see it? I thought he was so accurate. I thought he was right.
What one team?
Where I thought he was accurate was not necessarily the being. Not necessarily look at that little prick, fucking on fancy dress, like trying to dress like a geezer from the
Pep's
90s.
got a little Kevin Keegan lookalike next to him. You see that? He's got a little Kevin Keegan next to him. I like that. Let's just finish this topic on Foden, Saka, and Palmer. How would you rank them, lads?
I think it's really easy at the moment. If you do it like non-tribal, Bukayo Saka has to be 1 or 2. And Phil Foden has to be
Hang on
1
a
or
minute.
2.
Chelsea. Oh my God. Chelsea with an excellent move. They messed up the pass. Nico Jackson, horrible touch, but they nearly got it back in the box. City look a little bit nervy here.
Yeah, we're all over him.
I think it's fatigue.
Pop that in
more than
there.
nerve. It's not
Pop
nerve.
that in the hole to
fatigue.
Palmer.
He's not that player.
Not just with the
Yeah,
little.
but he's not that. Pop that in the hole to Palmer.
Yeah.
Malo Gusto. He's not that. He's not that player.
Buvey would have found that pass.
Clear it.
Go on, Palmer.
Palmer.
Oh,
He's
sent
a
it
foul
to the
rep.
shop. Oh,
He could have gone down there. Rodri's
could have
tried to
gone
foul
down
him.
there.
Rodri's literally. Did you see the feet from Palmer there?
He's not
Did you see
thinking
the
about
feet? The
diving,
way
is
that
he?
he just shifted his
Yeah.
body weight.
he sent him shot.
God.
Oh, Conor Gallagher's right
That
up
goal a few
Rodri.
weeks ago, didn't he?
Ake.
Brilliant
Pressure.
Palmer, son.
That's
We're
class
flat,
from
man.
Chelsea.
We're getting back.
That was City's ball as well. I don't know how they.
No,
Yeah, well done. Well done.
It was City's ball. It was City's
Palmer the way Palmer could have.
What
gone
did you
down
make of
there.
that chance?
I
Should he
thought
have
Palmer does so well. Look at the quick feet.
He could have done
Look, we
better.
get in behind. We have so much room. Perfect pass to Palmer. Look, it's too quick. Did you see Rodri holding on to him?
Rodri nearly went brain fart and just grabbed him.
He's doing it. Palmer should have gone down, shouldn't he? It's a penalty if he goes down.
You know what I think it is? Rodri lets go just in time.
Mm.
You know, a second longer, and you can like.
The
He's better than that as well. He could have easily
Yeah, he
scored
could have
that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He scored
the
chance-
whip.
similar
that's
chances.
That's exactly the goal that he scored at Wembley for Man
Yeah.
City against Arsenal, isn't it? Just curling.
Well, he
it in.
scored one for you last week like that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Against,
Yeah, Everton.
Talking about Palmer, rank him. Foden, Saka, Palmer.
Like, is it? Look, I'm going to try and do this as fairly as possible. Is this not the correct way of doing it? even if you believe that Palmer, which I do, even if you believe that Palmer this season has arguably been as good as anyone, the fact that there is a back catalogue of Saka and Foden brilliance for 4 years means that Palmer can't really compete. Is that fair or is that incorrect?
As we sit right now, Palmer's a better player than Saka. These are the facts. And what you're doing is completely fair as a football fan because I think you're being neutral and fair and balanced. We have seen 4 years of quality, but what Palmer's doing is beyond the joke, man.
I agree.
It's beyond the joke.
But is it not wrong for us? Is it not wrong for us to say?
Which we criticise Saka for.
His total play is out
I
of
never
this
criticise
world.
anyone for penalties.
The whole
I don't
club,
understand it. And I never
Chelsea
celebrate
Football
people for
Club
not
run
scoring
through
them.
this guy like Zola back in the 90s. It's all through him.
Yeah, you are right. But is it not
Saka
foolish?
couldn't do it.
You know, if a player just has a good 6 months, like it was stupid, wasn't it? You remember a few years ago when people were saying Edouard Mendy's the best goalkeeper in the league because he was the best goalkeeper in the league for a few months.
He's better than this, though, mate. He's that
No,
good.
I know.
Yeah.
But I just find it slightly.
Where would you
foolish.
be with? Okay,
No, we'd be 17th.
with Saka.
Oh right. No.
Okay,
do you know where we'd
Palmer
be?
for Saka right now?
Do you know where we'd be without Palmer's
You
goals?
wouldn't be in the semi-final.
17th.
Yeah. Does Saka make you better side then? If you could swap Palmer for Saka right now,
Saka doesn't have
makes you worse.
the individual brilliance
Exactly.
that we are so reliant upon.
exactly,
from
that's
Palmer.
huge, man. You're a 2-time European Cup winning club. You're a huge club. The whole club runs through Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
That's pure talent.
Yeah,
That's pure talent. Look at Bellingham at Real Madrid.
But we're 8th.
Yeah, and that's because of a system around him that's failing.
Yeah.
Trust me, Saka's 3.
Whereas Arsenal are on
Saka's
for the league.
below the desk, lads. We can't even get a camera wide enough.
So if you were ranking,
Saka's
you
there.
go Saka, Palmer, Foden.
the hand's there. I don't think we can get a cameraman. It's there. Saka, Palmer, Foden.
Adam?
When I think about who I would sign for my club, I go Foden, Palmer, Saka. I do agree with you in the sense that you could make an argument for Saka to be in the middle of the two right now. But me, personal preference, who I'd want to be playing for my team, I go Foden, Palmer, Saka. That's just me.
There we go.
What do you guys think? Let us know. I know
He's Victor Moses with GCSEs, lads.
it's like
I saw it on Twitter.
He's not better than Antonio Valencia. I mean, people go mad.
Also,
when I say
Victor
that.
Moses was like famously intelligent. Like I think didn't Simon Jordan put him into that private school in South London?
Did
Like,
he?
he got loads of
yeah.
GCSEs. He's got loads of GCSEs.
Someone said that he's like an advanced
Go
Victor
on,
Moses.
Mad Wake. He's done really well there to keep that in.
What a bad
fucking
ball,
hell,
man.
bruv.
Okay, no.
Do you want
Who's
to turn
that?
up today?
Who's
You stick?
that?
Malaga
Gusto.
stuff. Yeah, do you know what's a very infuriating? You know how I was saying I find the Watkins Tony debate quite tiresome. You know there is sometimes going around on like social media. We don't need Reece James back because we've got.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I wonder if you could play a back three with
busted.
James and Gusto.
Yeah, I mean they're on
Both.
about James going to Real Madrid. You know.
Get the money.
They're on about no. I mean, there is something to be said there because the geezer's never fit, but he's also probably the best player at the club. So it's an awkward one. Right, I'm having a
That's
piss.
beautiful.
Do you not want to wait till after?
I can't. I do. I desperately want to wait till half time, but I can't. If I could, I would. You don't know how difficult it is being this small.
I'm
bladder.
with you, man. I'm with you. I wake up a lot more in the middle of the night now.
Do you?
Yeah, for leaks. It's bad, man.
I'm worried.
You
man.
know me. I either don't need it, I need it desperately. It's 0 to 100 real
There must
quick.
be something you can do about that. Some herb or something.
Some herbs.
Yeah, like herbs you can take that.
I've had a lot of herbs.
You know, old age doesn't sound good, man. I don't know about you lads. I'm not gonna buy into getting older. I'm not into all that really. I don't prescribe to getting older. Young at heart and all that, you know.
Young
at
at heart.
I hope we score now when Rory's out of the room.
No, I don't. That's
double
bad
mental.
news for
I'm going
us.
to go double mental so you can hear me in the disabled toilet. Come on. Go on. We're in. Oh, it's,
Kevin De Bruyne
it's
giving
too many
it away.
times. Do you see the statistic about De Bruyne? No player's lost the ball that many times in a knockout Champions League game ever
Then De Bruyne.
against Real Madrid.
You know,
There's risk.
I'm
and
going to
then
defend De
there's-
Bruyne here. Look, I think there's times where players like Bruno, for example, get criticised a lot for giving the ball away. And you go, well, actually, when they're in the final third, they have to be trying risky balls. Because if you're not, then what are you doing? You're keeping it simple, you're keeping it safe, you're holding on to possession. That might be better for your stats, but it's not better for the team. You need to find those passes, right?
Yeah.
And it may just be with De Bruyne's case, Haaland had a bad day, gets hooked off. Like, you know.
Yeah.
you-
He lost.
if
He
your
did
strikers
actually
are
lose
form and
the
he's
ball.
playing the passes.
I know. You want risk, but you want controlled risk, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't be losing the ball to Real
Especially
Madrid.
against someone like Real Madrid,
Yeah,
because
and
you
they
give
hit us
them
on
more
the counter. They
confidence.
scored in the first place because we lost the ball. They hit us on the counter attack early on. They were chasing our tails. Then he misses a chance from 15 yards out. You know, he couldn't keep it under the bar. I don't know. There's a world if the money comes in for De Bruyne this summer. I'd love to give him another year because I think
From
he'd be
who?
instrumental. Well, Saudi Arabia, whatever.
How old is he?
He's 32.
Does he go? He's
His
got
legs,
nice
his legs look. He looks a yard short of pace in the last few weeks. He really does, and maybe that's a really harsh criticism. He's a legend. I love him, but there's a world the club's
Foden,
selling.
back post. Too long.
Fuck me,
Too long.
because this City side are creeping up in age. You know, you got Carl Walker who's getting a bit older. Edison's approaching his 30s. We're lucky with Diaz and Stones and players like that, but Stones is nearly 30. You know, as I say, Carl Walker. There's a few players you think maybe there needs to be some investment in the energy of the squad. And that's why Musiala's being linked to City in the last couple of weeks. Obviously, very young German
Great
talent.
player, isn't he?
What a player he'd be. I think City needs some energy, some legs in midfield. Got Kovacic.
Chelsea playing on the edge. They've given
Go
the
on.
ball away again.
That's a free
Great
kick.
tackle by Enzo Fernandez. I think that was Enzo anyway. Yes, it was. Fantastic tackle by Enzo and De Bruyne on the edge of the box, because you give away a free kick there and it's difficult to defend that. City have got players that could possibly score from it. Fantastic tackle. He was coming. Oh my God.
You've
Oh
come from
my
offside
God.
position.
Is Madueke? Has he even got a brain in there, bro?
He's lost his nut.
Gusto's picking up the ball on the halfway line from a crossfield pass. Madueke runs from an offside spot into his path, interferes with the ball, offside's given. Your player had it. What are you doing? Who's been booked there? Caicedo booked.
Yeah, Caicedo's but there. They're doing really well to interrupt our play. They've been good. They've been resolute. We look a little bit out of ideas a little bit.
That's soft.
That was,
He hardly touched him.
cynical. That was cynical though.
Hardly touched him, though. Hardly touched
That's a
him.
foul, Adam.
Hardly touched him.
Come on.
Jack Grealish don't have to go down there. He can stay on his feet, bro. That's soft from Jack.
Come on.
Jack Grealish did not have to go down there. De Bruyne, Stones, Enzo again with a clearance. Oh my God. What's Nico Jackson just heading it back to the City player? 45 minutes gone. Not sure how long's been added on. 2 minutes. We're into them. Foden, edge.
Go on then.
Goes round
Go on then.
Gallagher. Gets it to Bernardo. Bernardo. Cross blocked by Cucurella. Back to Bernardo. Cole Palmer's coming. De Bruyne's gone for the...
And this is going really well, man. We are doing so well. I'm trying to deal. Do you know what I've had today? I've had like a brief exposure to how your life is dealing with me with regard to tech.
Right.
Because I was doing it, I had a couple of nice tickets today, and because of this, obviously, I didn't go to the game. I gave them to my dad, like my actual dad. They're digital tickets.
Yeah.
Fuck. I went. I have to email him.
Yeah.
I went, have you got an email address? He went, yep. I went, great. Send it to me. He went, I don't know what it is. I went, okay, it's going to be problematic. He's gone, I'm going with my mate. My mate can sort it out. So if he's giving me his mate's phone number, I'll phone him up. I've all got to go back to the fella whose tickets, who's organised them to me, to put them in someone's name, right? Spoke to the fella he's going with, O'Brien, the surname, right? Send it to him. His email address is wrong. He then gets back in touch with me. He goes, hey, send them to my son. My son will sort this out. I was like, I'm going to kill myself. I can't.
You know, the tickets are gone. There's
Yeah,
no ticket-
yeah, don't worry about it. Watch it in the pub. Yeah, watch it in the pub. Yeah. Although he is having a time of his life. He sent me a picture of him drinking champagne. So
And
Oh, lovely, man.
yeah.
It's amazing.
I doubt anyone's at Wembley if you're watching this, but if you are, you can get a match day programme. Buvey and Rory are in it.
yeah,
Quite nice.
yeah, we are. Nobody can be watching this at the game, can they? That would be insane.
I've had people jump into streams like at half time when they're in the ground,
yeah.
which I still find mad.
Especially with the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. United have got Wi-Fi now. It's about the only thing that works.
Have you got
during the
Wi-Fi?
game. Yeah.
I've never known it work.
Works
So you got
harder
Wi-Fi but a hole in the roof.
Works harder than Harry Maguire. Half time, 0-0.
So far, so
Pochettino.
good. Fantastic. Yeah.
He's doing well in it, Pod.
Look at this exchange right that I've had to do. O'Brien, these two can't fuck it up from here, surely. So that was sent then. And then look at all of
I've even seen Rory recording his laptop. I think there.
I know. It was look, so right, I've had to send the names.
Anyway,
do this, right?
while
Tuesday,
Rory's
email,
showing
that's the-
Buvey that,
Right, look,
I'm weirdly talking.
these
into his
two
mic.
can't mess it up from here, surely.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
It's a nightmare. They're in though. They've had a good time so far. So far, and so have I. Chelsea are still in this tie.
I'm
And
getting
this is exactly what we needed. Is it any bananas about?
Yeah.
Oh, he's the man, isn't he? He's the gift that keeps giving
Is
this guy.
like a little thing based off?
Oh, what a fucking donkey. What an
Oh,
absolute
my
donkey.
God. Is it like, you know how Man City fans love inflatable bananas?
Yeah.
Is this Buvey bringing his banana?
No, I think he lacks potassium.
Okay.
Potassium's good for testosterone. Maybe he's trying to procreate.
Maybe.
Good genes, big boy.
Sticking that up his bum ain't going to help him, though.
I think he does things like that, Buvey. Definitely.
And on that note, Super 6 are proud to sponsor the club. Make sure you are checking out Super 6. The link is in the description below. Download the app, get involved. It's free to play. Predict 6 score lines and you could win £250,000. It is that easy. We've also got our own league. Codes on the screen now. Club 23. So if you go to join a league, put in Club 23. You'll be in our league. The winner of our league every week gets a classic football shirt voucher worth £100. And the ultimate winner of our league at the end of the season will be playing for the Club FC against Pitchside. It's that big. But get involved, because even if you don't want to win a spot in our team, the Club FC, you could win £250,000. And that's the main reason to be getting involved. So download the Super 6 app. Make sure you're checking that out. Get stuck in. Half time here. You got Frank Lampard looking good in a suit. Richards in a suit. They all wearing suits today?
Yes, I mean, if you're at Wembley, I think you should be.
They're all wearing suits,
Yeah.
but the managers aren't.
I mean, Pochettino doesn't. But
And
then
Pep doesn't. Pep rocks up in Stone Island and that, like he's just got off one of the coaches.
Yeah, I mean, today maybe you can get away with it because in theory this game shouldn't really be taking place at Wembley, should it?
Correct.
This game should be Villa Park or Hillsborough or
Yeah.
Ellen Road or
Villa Park, Old Trafford was the usual.
Old Trafford.
flexible
The only
one.
reason why Old Trafford be a bit out of order on Chelsea is because Man City fans
Yeah,
don't have
Manchester.
to travel. But Villa Park, Chelsea, a Mancunian club and a London club.
Yeah.
Villa Park makes sense.
Yeah, I used to love him at Villa Park.
Yeah, I remember
Had some
going to
great
one against
days
you, against Man United.
Which one was that?
Craig Burley passed back
Yeah.
to David Beckham.
That was a long time ago. I wasn't at that one.
Ruud Gullit scored for us.
I wasn't at that one.
David Beckham
What year,
scored for Man
95?
United. 95. David Beckham scored for Man United. Craig Burley, the idiot with no teeth in his head, played a back pass and David Beckham scored. But no, I look. You can just about get away with not wearing a whistle here, but cup final day you have to wear a whistle. It's when it went very wrong for me with me and Thomas Tuchel. We
Yeah.
fell out that day when he turned up at Wembley wearing a Chelsea cap, to lead Chelsea out.
That's one of the things I like about Ten Hag. He also always
Smart.
knows when to wear the suit.
Yeah, he looks good in a polo neck.
Yeah.
He's very few people look good in a polo neck, but he pulls it off.
Pep's another one of them.
Right, see if you can do it without. See if you could do it. Oh no, you can't.
Oh my
You
God.
can't. Do you reckon you could do it? You know, if I said to you, there's £1,000 if you can get to your seat without creeping into someone's shop.
Yeah.
Do you think?
When money's involved,
Then he'd
I'm a
be
different
like
animal.
lying on the floor, like just
Doing the limit.
like a seal, just like gliding across the ice.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, what
Chelsea have
rubbish.
had a lot of chances here.
I know.
It's
Do-
Chelsea's to lose now.
Do you know what?
It's
Do you know,
Chelsea's to
do you know what's
lose. It's
slightly
Chelsea's to
frustrating
lose.
when we're looking at the highlights from the first half, seeing the amount of chances, half chances even, that Chelsea have had? I think it's a shame that we haven't managed to make one of them count, because realistically we haven't massively worked. Do you know what I nearly said there? Pantilimon, but it's not him. It was him in. it was him like the last time we played you at Wembley, if I remember rightly.
Pantilimon, yeah.
Remember him? Do you remember him?
Romanian.
Yeah,
Good
Pantilimon.
keeper.
Yeah, it's not him though. Ortega, right?
It's Ortega, yeah.
Ortega.
Yeah, 7 years later.
Yeah, we haven't worked him. Is that 7 years? Bloody hell.
Where do you think he ends up next, Frank Lampard? Who do you think he'll be managing next?
Well, do you know what? It's an interesting debate, this, because I
England.
think that people and
Rotherham.
you too. There's a perfect example. Perfect. Thank you. No, do you know what? As annoying as that is, it's perfect time to drop that because it will amplify what
Championship
I'm about to say. I think in this country, and by we I mean you two, really, we have a tendency. We really do have a tendency to write off people when it goes a little bit wrong immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I think that if you think about a lot of top managers, it's gone wrong for them way before it goes right for them.
Usually just not in the spotlight.
Yeah, like Jurgen
relegated.
Jurgen Klopp got relegated. Like Arsene Wenger, it didn't all go well. You know, Arsene Wenger got sacked.
But when Jurgen Klopp got them relegated, he he had done something before that made them want to keep.
But the point is, before Arsene Wenger became a household name who, in theory, revolutionised English football and did amazing things, winning doubles on more than one occasion with Arsenal, he was sacked in his career. And what happened when he was sacked is people gave him a benefit of the doubt. They gave him more opportunities. He was allowed to perfect his craft. And I don't think we do that here. What we do is we see Frank Lampard sacked, we see Steven Gerrard sacked, and we see Wayne Rooney sacked, and we go, they're done. They're finished. They'll never be a manager. And I think we're so premature on that. It might be right. Frank Lampard may never manage again. Or if he does, it may all go to pot.
I never said he wouldn't manage again.
No, I'm not.
You said
But you did just say he'd be the Rotherham manager, which is what my point, to just demonstrate.
It was a flippant point.
No, exactly.
The reason I said Rotherham is they're rubbish in the Championship, but he's a Championship manager at the moment. And that's where his level deserves to be. And if he can build up, he deserves it.
Wayne Rooney, like Frank Lampard, who's the other one? Steven Gerrard?
Steve Gerrard. I mean, but there's loads
when you look at those,
does he deserve a Premier League club?
Players that spend their life at the elite level, and
what do
when they got
about
jobs, they were top jobs when they got them. They're not going to take a division like a League One. They're not going to take a Rotherham job
but he should,
and build themselves up and
that's
get
his level at the moment.
And that's what you need to do.
You see, I don't think...
Does he deserve a Premier League club? Be honest, though.
No,
does he deserve a Premier League club?
No,
exactly. That's the only point I'm trying to make. I think he did well with Chelsea in that first season.
Why would you deserve a Championship job by that logic?
No, because everyone's star either grows or it falls. So Guardiola deserves the opportunity to manage Spain or to go back to Bayern Munich. He deserves that based on what he's done. If he came fifth the last 5 years, he'd be going down to Atletico Madrid, for example. It goes up and down. It's like being in the top of the pops or whatever.
I don't really agree with this theory on it. Like, I don't think that Steven Gerrard needs to go into the Championship. I don't think that Wayne Rooney needs to definitely go into the Championship. Maybe that's where their next jobs will lie.
But where do they get the next
job? They want a job. They have to.
Not
you're not going to get the Premier League jobs.
I mean, history has taught us that it isn't simply a meritocracy. It doesn't work like that.
But given
why are they not? Why is
their
Wayne
previous record? They've not succeeded enough for a Premier League club that has no ties to them to go, here, come and do this job.
I don't necessarily
Anyone looking at
agree
Gerrard at Villa is not going to go in for him now because he failed at Villa.
Well, you don't think
so they need to go and work.
You don't think there's a world where one of the billionaires who owns a football club loves the idea of having Steven Gerrard as manager and doesn't give him a punt?
But my point is that's the wrong move.
Right, fine. But in your opinion, it's the wrong move.
Because that's the whole point. You've got to learn, right? You've got to work yourself up. And if you keep jumping in at the deep end and you're not ready to jump in at the deep end, then, bro, your managerial career is over.
But it isn't...
You're just in it for the payouts at that point, right?
No, I don't think so. It isn't simply a hierarchy. You don't... Frank Lampard or Steven Gerrard doesn't need to go to the Championship because, in theory, they don't deserve a Championship job either, by your theory.
Yeah, they do.
Why
Lampard did really well with Derby.
And Chelsea.
He did well in spells. His last Chelsea spell was poor. We can talk about Todd Bowley, of course.
But his first,
and that's many years ago now. Many years ago now.
Yeah, but he was sacked off the back of a good spell.
But you're only as good as your next movie if you're an actor or a director. You can only build on what you've just done. At the moment, he only got Everton relegated, and he's one of Chelsea's worst ever managers in a period in his second spell. These are the facts.
So by that logic, why would a club in the Championship want him?
Because that's his level now, in my opinion. If it's a pure sporting thing only, he's now back to where he started it almost as a Derby manager. And that's an amazing job.
Why would a Championship club give Wayne Rooney a chance then? Wayne Rooney would have to go to a League One.
That's my point. And these players,
because they've spent their life... It isn't simply about that.
But it's about maybe not League One. Maybe go to another country. Go and do the Graham Potter route. Go and do something else. But it doesn't seem like because of who they are and because of how elite they were as football players, and rightly so, they worked their socks off for those careers. I don't think they can take that drop in standards, in level, in having... Imagine Frank Lampard having to coach players that can't do the basics. Something like that is going to be alien to them.
But also, Frank Lampard spent his entire life trying to win Chelsea Premier League titles and European titles. What does he know about a relegation battle in the Championship? He'd be the worst man for that job. You can be... It's not simply, you're not good enough Premier League manager, therefore you're a Championship manager, or therefore you're a League One manager. It's about what your skill set
is. About the project.
Yeah. It's about what you're right.
Is there a Premier League project?
You've got to go somewhere and get better.
Potentially, yes.
What is there?
For the record, I don't think that Frank Lampard should. I like seeing Frank Lampard in the studio. I don't think he needs to be aging drastically and the stress of being a Premier League manager. But if Frank Lampard takes another job, it will be a Premier League job.
And if his expectations are that, then he's never going to be a manager again.
I think that's so mistaken. We have seen time and time again managers who would, by our definition, have failed, get given Premier League
But you've got
opportunities.
to go away and get better and come back. If
can't
they're
think of a
showing
club
so
that hire
no
in
signs
the
that
league.
they've got better as managers or coaches or anything, then how can you appoint them? How
When
can
Steve
Wayne
Bruce-
Rooney goes, my dream is to manage Everton and Man United. All right, cool. But then go and prove that you deserve that job. Go and do
when-
something that
when
makes you
Steve-
stand out above the rest, apart from the
I
fact
think
that
you're
you're
applying
just a
you're
legend.
applying a logic to managerial appointments that I've never seen exist. You think that every single manager has earned the right to have a job and deserves that
No,
job,
no, but then-
and nobody has
okay.
ever been overly
No, no, but if
promoted, or
you want
nobody
to-
has ever been under promoted.
But if you want to, like, if you're a player, let's say, for example, and you go somewhere and you let's say you make a move to a Premier League team and it doesn't quite work out for you, probably have to drop a bit to go then work your way back up. And I think the same with manage. If you're a
seen-
manager, it doesn't have to be
doesn't
League
work
One.
like
It can
that.
be.
We've
it can be a
we've seen Roberto
different league.
Martinez
It could be
fail, go and get the Portugal
But
job.
he built himself to a point where he was that Roberto Martinez. Those guys haven't built themselves to
but-
be an established manager.
Swansea and Wigan.
That was years ago. I said Frank Lampard did well. You went, that was years ago. You're only as good as your last job. And now you're talking about Martinez.
When we say
I
they
don't
did
agree
well,
with that, by the way.
how
I
did
don't
they?
wanna- don't-
How well did they
I'm
do?
not backing him about Roberto Martinez. I think he's a rubbish manager.
Bernard Martinez won a FA
contradictory.
Cup.
No, it's not.
for Wigan.
I'm not involved in the Roberto Martinez chat. You guys said
You
it.
literally just launched into it and went, Swansea and all that.
No, I'm just saying. It was just information that he started at Swansea and now somehow he's
Okay,
at
but you
Portugal.
can see
He
why
doesn't deserve
you
to
can
be at
see why
Portugal.
I find that contradictory.
No, of course I understand what you're on
Apparently,
about. Of
Gerrard's
course I
the
do.
fourth highest paid manager in the world, so it's probably
because
difficult
of
to get him out.
yeah,
Of there.
of
That's
course.
an anomaly. And Martinez should not be managing Portugal. If I was Portuguese, I'd be livid.
Martinez completely failed at Belgium.
Yeah, exactly. He shouldn't
right?
be there.
Completely failed at Belgium, and has gone into a better
you're
job.
spot on about that.
And
Yeah,
has gone
of
into a
course
better job, which I'm just using.
Better
as-
manager than Southgate as well, which is bad.
Okay, that doesn't matter. I'm just using that as an example to say that there isn't a coherent thought constantly with managers. Managers are sometimes promoted when they don't deserve it. They're sometimes ignored when they do deserve it.
You are right about that.
So to go, well, Frank Lampard's going to have to go down to Lincoln because he didn't do well at Chelsea and he nearly
Not
got Everton relegated. It doesn't work like that.
No, I
Of course,
was
Frank
being flippant
Lampard-
about
Your
Rotherham.
expectations can't be, all right, Lampard's going to be offered the Brighton job or something, because it's just simply not going to. You have to prove you deserve
When
those
you
offers.
say it's simply not going to happen, I don't understand how
All right,
you
it
can
can
be
happen.
Exactly.
But if you're,
But we've
also-
seen these things happen.
But if you're a
I've just
manager out
used
the game,
I've just
if
used
you're a
the
manager,
Martinez
but
example to say
Martinez
that it can
had
happen.
like a wealth of experience there. Lampard hasn't got that wealth of experience.
International
He's out
football's
of job
different as
now,
well.
for example.
International
If you're out
football.
of a job for 2-3 years, you're finished as a manager, almost. Like, even Roy Keane said it. If I'm out for the game too long, I can't get back in.
Alan Kirbishley.
It's hard to get back in. You have to prove yourself.
What? He was out, wasn't he, for
Yeah,
a period of time?
I think they have
that
to
you,
prove
I think
themselves,
that you're
though.
applying a rationale that doesn't exist, and you obviously think there is a rationale. So we
Because
just disagree on
With,
it.
like, for example, when you go, Roberto Martinez failed. Yeah, but he failed after doing really well.
Okay,
making that
Wayne Rooney
progression.
failed at Birmingham. I wouldn't be that surprised to see Wayne Rooney get a Premier League job one day.
I would, unless he goes and does well somewhere else.
I disagree. I think that he could quite easily be given a Premier League job as his next job. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Who-
I've
who-
seen
I
it
don't think-
happen.
Can I
I don't
ask who
think
then?
seen
Can I ask
over,
who?
over the years,
Who?
managers who have been
Like an
given
actual... No. A club, and let's include the 3 clubs that are going to get promoted.
I don't
Let's
think it's
say
that wild to say
Ipswich,
Everton.
Leicester City.
Everton with the you've got 777 coming into Everton. Americans who know nothing about
Yeah,
the
fine,
game.
fine.
They'd arrive and they go, "I've heard of him. He's a icon of the club."
I don't get
Let's
why you
employ
lean
him."
into the idiocy of many American owners, which
I'm
we
not-
can all
I'm not
agree
leaning-
in,
I'm
as
not
opposed
leaning
to just
into-
saying we're having a sporting debate that Wayne Rooney as a sporting
And what
coach
he's saying
isn't
is
good enough to be in the
there's a
Premier League.
possibility for someone to look at the marketability of these guys and go, yeah,
Yeah, but we're leaning into
But I'm
we're leaning into
trying
these
to
American
say,
idiots who don't
from
understand
being
anything about
good
football.
coaches or managers, you have to go away and learn and come back. You can't
you
just go,
don't-
right, I've failed at Chelsea. Now I'm just going to wait for another Premier League job. It's
But
unrealistic.
I mean, that's exactly what happened because he waited for another Premier League job and he got the Everton job.
But you've lost. You
got-
failed then at that.
That's it. There's
There's only so long that credit's
But-
going to last.
Right, but there's the exact example of the point I'm making. He got sacked by Chelsea. Everyone said that he was terrible at Chelsea. Chelsea were abysmal. We were ninth. He got sacked. Chelsea won the European Cup. Lampard's reputation in the mud. Everton manager.
Yeah, and that, you think
Right,
another.
so you see what I'm
think
saying?
another Premier League team's going to
No,
watch what
I'm
he did at Everton and go. He's the guy
Basically,
for-
I've shown you that it happens on many occasions, and
because he was
I'm
still
now
fresh
saying
in the
to you,
game,
and
though.
I'm now saying to you that with Wayne Rooney making a
still
pig's
fresh
ear
in
of
the
it at
game.
Birmingham, could a Premier League job come up for Wayne
not
Rooney?
a chance.
Absolutely.
Not
But
a chance after that.
we'll see.
There's
We
a
just-
chance,
we just
but
disagree on this,
There's a
don't we?
chance that happens based on idiocy of owners that don't understand the league. On
In
a
the-
sporting
that's
debate,
what
there's
we're
no
relying on.
way Rooney should
What do
be
you
in
mean
the Premier
relying?
League.
We're just acknowledging
As a
the truth
sporting
of
debate.
the world.
But
We're not
talking-
living in this halcyon.
We're talking about writing off managers as right, they've failed once, they're now no longer no good. All right, cool. You got to go and, like, that's fine. You can fail, but to make yourself better and prove yourself better, you can't just sit around and wait for another big job. Because who's going to be attracted to it?
But you,
who's going
but
to want
we've
to,
just,
to,
I've
to
just
get...
shown you an example where you can sit around and
but
wait
those
for
are
another big
anomalies,
job,
bro. Based off like,
Well, there's a lot of
huge
anomalies.
names.
There's a lot.
Like, you think after Henry failed at New York Red Bull, someone's going to come and give him a job? When he was the head coach.
Montreal.
He was assistant. He was an assistant coach elsewhere, but he's not going to go and get a big job after. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, you have to go and prove yourself. I think. Like, of course, there'll be some owner somewhere that goes, "I like the marketability of this."
If we weren't talking about idiot owners, and if every owner was just solid understanding of Premier League football, there's no way Rooney deserves a Premier League job.
But we're not talking about idiot owners. We're just talking about the truth of the situation.
We're leaning into the fact that Birmingham City hired him in the first place, which is a mistake.
We're talking about the truth of the situation. It doesn't matter whether they're idiots making the decisions or fucking Einstein making the decision.
But I think the debate started when we said, is Wayne Rooney or Frank Lampard good enough as a manager right now, as we sit here right now? Neither are good enough to be managing in the Premier League, and that's a fair point. Look at what McKenna's doing at Ipswich. I've not seen Lampard do that at Derby.
Go and prove yourself.
No way.
No, but Lampard did better than McKenna has done at Ipswich with Chelsea. Lampard took Chelsea's youth team off the back of a transfer ban, off the back of Eden Hazard leaving. We lost our best player.
Yeah.
We lost our best player. We had a transfer ban. He promoted the kids, got to the FA Cup final, the last 16 of the Champions League, and finished in the top 4, which is far more impressive than taking Ipswich.
I'm not sure if it is.
He's got a... Okay, it's not better than taking Ipswich. It's impressive in itself.
Yeah, of course.
If you think taking Ipswich up...
I always thought it was impressive.
If you think taking Ipswich up is better, fine.
No, I'm saying I'm not sure, but it's,
okay,
it's a difficult thing to do.
It kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just... It's very impressive what Frank Lampard did in that first season at Chelsea. He then got sacked, sat around and waited, and got the Everton job.
Yeah,
after Everton and Chelsea
the
marked
reputation is going to last that long.
You say it doesn't happen. I
You
say it does, and then you go, well, it won't happen again. I go, yeah, but
my point is, you have to go and do.
No, you're saying you do, and I'm saying
Frank Lampard.
No,
failed 2
but I'm
places,
just proving
so
to you.
I'm waiting for Arsenal to come.
But I'm just proving to you that you can do that because he did it.
All right, but
he literally sat around and waited for Everton, and Everton came along.
Let's see how that works for him now. You're not going to get two.
Okay, do you see what you're doing? You're saying it won't happen. I'm saying it will happen. You're saying it won't happen again.
That's my point. These guys can't fucking go, I'm Frank Lampard, I should get a job.
But
Go and
he
do
can
something that
because
makes
he
you
did.
fucking that makes you not living off your
but you're
own
moving
name.
the goalposts,
I'm
aren't you?
not,
Because
man.
you're saying it won't happen like that. You're saying that it doesn't happen like that.
This debate started by you going, why do we write off Rooney and Lampard?
Okay, but a debate has evolved into now this debate in terms of where they will get other
employment. The reason
employment.
people write them off is because all they're doing is going into big jobs, failing, and then ideally, like Rooney's talking about, I want to manage Everton and Man United. Bro, that's not realistic. Go and do something to
It's
prove
so
yourself
realistic.
as a coach.
That's the debate.
It's
now.
realistic.
Is it realistic?
Man United get relegated down to League One, maybe.
No, it isn't. It's not the Manchester United job, but of course, Wayne Rooney could easily end up at Everton.
And that'd be wrong.
Frank Lampard ended up at Everton off the back of failing at Chelsea.
We're debating that it'd be wrong for him to get the job.
We're calling him shit manager.
Fine. That's again. We bring up a debate. I demonstrate my point, and then you change the debate. Fine. Would it be wrong? Would it be wrong to employ Wayne Rooney? Isn't the same as could Wayne Rooney get the job?
But
would Frank Lampard be employed again off the back?
Failures.
Okay, but you keep taking it back to what it was. The debate has evolved into something else, hasn't it?
Right.
The debate has evolved into should Frank Lampard get a Premier League job, or will Frank Lampard get a Premier League job?
No, they shouldn't.
It started off, does he deserve it based on the manager he is right now? And absolutely not, he doesn't. And that's a fair point, I think.
And if they want to
Same with Wayne
deserve
Rooney.
it,
Wayne Rooney should be in League One.
In terms of deserving, I don't know.
Rob Edwards is a manager, as a young guy, he deserves it. He got Luton promoted.
Realistically, getting another job, we're looking at Frank Lampard in a studio here. There is a huge chance that Frank Lampard's next managerial job will be a Premier League job, as has been demonstrated by previous examples. There is a huge opportunity for Wayne Rooney's next Premier League job, next managerial job, to be a Premier League job.
And the argument is that would be invalid. That would be invalid based on their sporting merit right now as managers.
In your opinion, you don't think you see them
unless they go away,
right?
And Chelsea in here. That's definitely onside.
What a save from Ortega.
Yeah.
Jackson.
He's so rubbish in front of goal, isn't he?
What a save. Well, it's a decent save as well.
Yes.
He's missed again.
He's so shit. God, he's so wasteful.
Someone asked earlier, and I forgot to ask you, Timo Werner or Nico Jackson. I think the answer for that.
No, Nico Jackson's a better player.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Jackson's better.
Jackson's a good player. He just can't finish.
I got some super chats.
Super chat.
Gotta read them out. Oh, man. Can you? All right, Rory. What's your opinion on the penalty situation at Chelsea?
I thought it was ridiculous. I thought it was ridiculous. I actually think that Pochettino should not have played Madueke today off the back of it. I think it was really poor. Nicholas Jackson getting involved as well.
What about Jackson? Do you not play Jackson?
No. I think Jackson was slightly less involved.
It was Madueke came in and pushed him.
Yeah,
at the
no,
end.
I think it was poor. Do you know what? Do you know what I think it really demonstrates as well? I think firstly it demonstrates that Mauricio Pochettino has no real impact over this team because he's saying that our penalty taker is clearly, and it's been assigned, Cole Palmer. So either the communication has broke down from Pochettino and people don't know that, or the communication is fine and they just don't care that Pochettino said it.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
One way or the other, something's gone drastically wrong. The other thing that I think it really does reveal, which is even more troubling on some level, as a team, you should want the best for your teammates. Cole Palmer has a chance of winning the Golden Boot, which would be incredibly symbolic. It would be a huge achievement for him,
You're
right?
not a joke.
Particularly when you think Mohamed Salah and Erling Haaland are both in the squad. In the league. They clearly don't care whether he makes it or not. They just want their own individual goal-scoring bonus.
And that doesn't surprise me about Chelsea.
But is it? I look at it from a different perspective. I thought it was embarrassing, and ideally, you don't want the players doing that on a pitch. But if you're Cole Palmer on a hat trick, you've already got the hat trick, and you've got strikers that need a goal.
It's about a Golden Boot.
Give the fucking goal to them, bro.
No.
They're strikers who need confidence.
God, no.
No, but
You've got a hat trick.
But I remember you, Adam. This is completely different to what you were saying. When we saw earlier this season, Arsenal gave Kai Havertz a charity penalty. You were saying it was ridiculous. You got your penalty taker, you stick your penalty taker.
What was the score in that?
Is that true?
They were winning the game. They were winning. The game was in the bag.
Maybe
they
were
beat
right.
Bournemouth.
Maybe they were right.
I literally remember.
Is that true?
I literally remember it.
Maybe they were right.
Kai
I
Havertz.
feel like you two are dragging me into your.
No.
That was your thing.
Kai Havertz.
Me?
No,
Don't bring me into
You
your
two get
rubbish,
into
man.
Kai Havertz a lot.
No. Kai Havertz. They gave Kai Havertz a charity penalty when they were winning the game.
I was on your side. Fuck it. Wayne Rooney deserves a Premier League club. He deserves to manage Man United now. Fuck
Right,
it.
now you both look like idiots.
Mate, come on. If that was Andy Cole or something like that, or Dwight York, you'd be desperate for them to be breaking the records in the league.
Cole Palmer winning the Golden Boot this season. It really is.
Players care about that. They know in the changing room, Golden Boot winner, they're bantering each other. Jackson getting 6 goals
I just
in the
think a
league.
little bit of that shows, man.
Pipping
My man don't care about
Haaland in itself is huge, isn't
They
it?
should want
the
that
former
to-
Man City
Yeah,
player.
they should be saying, come on, mate, get another one.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be
What,
doing.
isn't it better for your team if your strikers are happy?
What Jackson, who's been bollocks all season, nicked a few goals.
If Jackson and Madueke are so desperate to get on the score sheet, why don't you score from the halfway line like Cole Palmer did 20 minutes earlier?
Yeah, you don't have any
Giving
right.
the ball away here.
So crap,
He's
isn't it?
fucking shit.
He's good at
He'll
other
score
things.
now, I said that.
No, Jackson is good at other things, but some of they're
You've
just
got no
not
outball. Get
football.
Doku on now. Doku on now. We're
Oh,
shit.
Doku on. He
What are those
was
other
terrible
things
the other
like
day.
playing Tetris on the Nintendo?
But he wasn't terrible. He wasn't terrible.
Jackson's good at things, just not this. Like football. He's good at other things.
He's
Yeah.
class.
Wicked at
He's class
Pro
at the
Evolution
arcade.
Soccer.
Should see him on the dance machine.
I'm electric on that, in fairness. You know, you got to jump
Did
with
you
the
see
feet.
Steve O the Madman recording someone the other day, and they were on the dance machine.
Go on! Oh!
Go on, what just happened there, Booth?
Foden gets the ball cut back from Jack Grealish, and it's a big save from Petrovic.
Pantilimon.
Pantilimon, apparently, from 10 years ago.
Um,
When I said 7 years, it's like 12 years ago that keeper played for
not.
us. It's about 12 years ago. He was in the squad the Aguero season. He was
Is it
backup.
really?
He was backup
he was
keeper to Joe Hart.
Kolarov era, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was a.
Yeah. I remember that day. You were very Arsenal heavy that day. It was like Clichy, Nasri. You know, like the day that we played in the semi-final. Last time Chelsea played Man City.
Adebayor.
It was very
Not
Arsenal. I don't think it was Adebayor, but it's definitely Clichy, Nasri.
What, when we.
I remember
What,
singing to them.
2013?
When we last played, I just remember being in we were singing a lot about Arsenal because
Colo might have been in there.
Yaya was definitely
Nasri?
there.
Yeah,
Yaya
was definitely in there. Yeah,
Nasri.
Nasri, Clichy.
Well, Nasri scored.
Oh, yeah.
Nasri scored.
Yeah.
And Gail Clichy definitely played as well. I remember it.
Chelsea on the break.
That's a good ball as well.
Cole Palmer's found.
Smash him.
Nico
Just
Jackson.
smash him. That's what I
Kyle
do. Do
Walker's
you know what I do?
kept
I'd
up
lump him now. Just lump him.
You know, Nicholas Jackson was trying to have sex with Astrid Wet.
Oh.
Do you know that?
Do you see what she did in her garden about, that Chelsea fan that passed away, unfortunately?
What?
There's a Chelsea fan, the Indian Chelsea fan. Went
Andrew
went
Ratman.
viral. Yeah,
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, because he was a big Chelsea fan. Yeah, and she did something weird in the garden. It was just like, mate, what
In
are
her
you doing?
garden?
Yeah, like a photo of him and stuff like that, and saying R.I.P.
okay.
But it was like taking the piss.
She did a video at the City ground as well.
It was like
that was quite
R.I.P.
Is
R.I.P.
he-
I was just like,
Jesus.
she was at the City game
Yeah.
in a Real Madrid kit.
Celebrating in the City end.
Oh my God.
Taking tickets away from City fans.
Via
No,
Gogo do
the
it like
tickets were the seats were available, mate. But
that. Yeah, a lot of them are
yeah,
Groupon.
she did you a favour. Made the ground look a bit. Yeah, made the ground look
I
a
was
bit.
generous in that Frank Lampard debate.
A lot of them are uni
Rotherham's a
days.
big opportunity for Frank Lampard.
There's a super chat.
Rotherham's a generous shout, by the way. I
Buvey.
wanted to say fucking Port Vale.
Buvey, there's a super chat. You've
Rotherham,
got to read it.
Rotherham in the second division. That was
He's
generous.
ranting.
Yeah, Rotherham. No
Hasirala,
fucking
my
way.
man.
He wouldn't get Rotherham.
Ancelotti be number one all time with a fifth
Yeah.
Champions League.
He could. Yes, he could. No. He's won.
He hasn't got a
He's
philosophy.
won.
He's certainly up
He's
there.
won the league title in Germany, Spain,
Yeah.
France, Italy, and England.
Yeah.
He's also a legend. Like
Palmer!
he won the European Cup as a player. Won the European Cup, serial European Cup winner as a manager.
Yeah, yeah.
There is definitely a world in which Carlo Ancelotti should be seen as being one of the best. The reason that he's not, why when we talk about the greatest managers of all time, why is he not?
Because the
mentioned?
greatest have to have, in my opinion, a philosophy that transforms their era of football.
That's
Rather-
rather as a goal kick, by the way.
I mean, it's nearly a handball.
Handball.
Yeah, it's a goal kick. Let it play on that.
So Booth, that's quite
Stick
interesting.
to the ref, Ad. The ref's on the pitch.
That's handball.
Don't need your opinion.
That's
Don't
handball.
need your
Come
opinion.
down on that.
That's
Don't need
actually
your
handball.
opinion. Shut
Come
up,
down
Poch.
on that.
Put some hair dye in. Shut up.
That's handball.
Every
Who
one
needs
of your
a hair
players
dye?
got hair
Who
dye
needs
in,
a
by
hair
the
dye?
way.
Poch.
Oh right,
He's
sorry.
been.
No,
I thought you were talking
yeah.
to Foden.
He's been doing it all season.
No, and Foden.
Who? Hair dye.
Sam Smith. Mate, nobody's hair is that jet black.
With the Sam Smith.
Have you seen him?
Fuck's
Have you seen him with his like Boy George earring, that little cross? And you gotta have faith. I couldn't believe it. Phil Foden is.
I can't believe it.
It's
He's
like
turned into a Snapchat filter.
his face.
I don't
couldn't
use
believe it.
Snapchat anymore.
He's-
I don't know what that is.
Phil Foden does.
Phil Foden does.
To choose his
I'm
outfit.
gutted. I'm gutted. I said Rotherham because that's a big club for Lampard. He wouldn't get it. He wouldn't get Rotherham. You know they're in the second division of English football.
Lampard.
too
Really
late
one of
to
your
go
best
back.
players. It's one of the best players you've ever had. There's another super chain. You know what that means, Adam? It's coming on the screen now.
Go on, Rory. Who playing today for Chelsea would you get rid of in the summer?
The manager. Can I start with the manager? Get rid of the manager.
So from back to front, how many of the 11 would you keep?
4.
Can I guess them?
Hang on, let me actually think about it.
Keep Palmer.
Palmer,
I think you keep
Gallagher.
Petrovic in the squad at least. Not as number one, but you keep him.
Palmer,
In terms
Gallagher,
of who should be...
Caicedo.
So looking across the back line, right? I don't think...
Silva. He loves Thiago Silva.
Yeah, but the
he's
trouble is
old.
he's going to go, like... I'd love to keep him for another year. He'd do it. But I still think he's the best defender at the club.
That's a penalty, you know.
That's
Is
a
it?
penalty.
Why?
Because his hand, mate. That's the rule. He's not the
Why-
goalkeeper.
Rory's
I'm
hand
looking. I'm
down.
looking. Where?
Because Jack Grealish
Where?
isn't the goalkeeper.
I can't see that. There's another super chat. Apparently.
Yeah,
You're
Have you
reading
just
the
read it
last
out?
Message,
Oh,
yeah,
you're reading the last message.
That's the
You're
last
slow
message.
off
Well,
the
do you want to
mark.
delete off the notes then? Because it's just we're gonna repeat ourselves, aren't we?
It is.
Yeah. See, there was one.
Go on, then.
Go on, then. What are you waiting for?
Best FA Cup goal ever, asks Owen Smith. My one's kind of a bit easy, so
Giggs,
go with you. Yeah, Giggsy. Giggsy against Arsenal, nothing like it. Nothing.
you know
Although
Demba
Beckham's goal
Ba?
in that game was very, very good as well.
Demba Ba scored a wicked goal against Man United one year in the Cup. Wicked, on the turn, on the volley.
For Newcastle or Chelsea?
No, for us.
Do you know what the first thing that came to mind is yours against Spurs? It's not FA Cup final though,
Matic.
is it?
No,
I think
it didn't say FA Cup final because
Any FA
Giggs
Cup-
wasn't FA Cup final.
Do you know what many
You think
Spurs
in
fans
Matic?
would say is Ricky Villa against
Yeah,
City?
Ricky Villa was a great goal.
What was City? What will you say?
FA Cup final for City.
No, FA Cup.
Mate, you keep adding the word final for no reason.
What is it then? FA Cup goal ever?
What's your favourite FA Cup goal?
Are you all right?
You know, Alonso against Luton for
Why are you
Liverpool.
picking Liverpool goals,
What
man?
are you on about? I love football.
It's not
What do you mean
pathetic.
City? You want City? You want
No.
City goals? What do you want?
I want Buvey's favourite
Jovetic
FA
against
Cup
Chelsea
goal.
was good. Remember Jovetic against Chelsea? That was good at the Etihad.
Right, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're-
Buvey's favourite
You're
FA
a funny
Cup goal.
dude, man.
What was the question? I
So
don't
are
get
you.
it.
You're-
Changing arguments
Nothing on the-
mid-argument.
Yeah, yeah,
You don't
that-
even know
that-
how
And
to
then,
write.
going,
childish.
and then going, actually,
Yeah, he starts being
that was the argument, and now the argument's changed. And then he goes, I'm moving the goalpost.
childish.
You get moving the Mate, you're like a child. Like when I talk to my, when I talk to my 5-year-old kid, I took her to see the Kung Fu Panda the other day.
Oh, was it
right?
good?
It was good for her.
Why do
Obviously,
you enjoy these things, man?
I enjoyed them.
all of the Kung Fu
I
Pandas,
enjoyed them
right?
through the lens of my daughter. I don't enjoy sitting there at 9:30 in the morning. By the way, on a Wednesday. On a Wednesday, I'm in the Everyman at 9:30 in the morning. You know when I'm thinking, oh no, it's a Wednesday. I'm thinking, I could definitely be doing something more productive than this.
You know, you walk out of a cinema in the daytime as well, and you're like,
Yeah.
get it out.
Yeah, mate, I'm walking out. Mate, I'm walking out. It's like 11:15.
Mackie's breakfast still on. Shit.
You know, thank God she's back at school.
Munch him then. Munch him. Intensity, lads. Munch this fucking idiot.
Oh, we're
How
so
are they
good.
breaking on us like that?
You and Miles always wanting people to get hurt, man.
pricks.
Grealish.
Oh, he needs one. He hasn't scored in a while.
He can't kick the ball that far.
He's
He
gonna
won't score
score
from outside the box,
He's
Grealish.
going to score the winner now.
He won't score from outside the box, Grealish.
Having
No way.
handballed it.
No way.
You should listen to Adam's career advice on LinkedIn. You win the treble, you should go to Aston
I'm
Villa.
not unlicking it.
That's spot on, mate. That's genius, man. Fuck you know.
You should go and be
Career
a guest.
advice.
You should go and be a guest on Jake Mallon's podcast.
Yeah. Elon Musk, you're a billionaire. What should we do?
Rio's agent. Jake Humphries.
Jake Humphries.
Have you seen that advert?
Humphries.
Jake Humphries has got an advert for supplements. It's the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen.
I'll tell you who's more
Like, do you know who
embarrassing
loves
than
doing that as well?
fucking dick.
Ooh.
Bartlett.
Look him on, yeah. Put my tits in. If I see another Hugh lad, I report them all, you know.
If he
Fraud and spam.
Good tackle.
Misleading.
Oh my. Go on.
bring him down,
on,
munch the
Go
prick,
on.
munch him,
Make him foul. You get him sent off.
munch him.
Oh, he's fast.
No pen, no pen, you diver.
That's a
cheating
dive.
there.
That's a
He's
dive.
silly.
Such a
He's
dive.
so stupid.
If
such a dive.
Bartlett asked you on the podcast, you'd instant reply, yes, please win.
No, I wouldn't.
You would. You'd instant
wouldn't.
reply.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't, but
I
you
wouldn't.
would. I think you
wouldn't.
would. You and Rory
And if
would
I did,
both.
I'd absolutely blast him.
What
You'd
podcast?
instant reply.
Or if I went on Dragon's
asked to
Den,
be on a
Diary
lot
of the
podcasts.
CEO.
I'm asked to be on a lot of podcasts, you know, and
Diary
I
of the
very,
CEO.
very rarely reply. What is it?
Diary of a CEO. You've seen that?
Who's the Jake Humphries?
he basically asked people to go on there and cry.
Stephen Bartlett.
Oh no, yeah, I'd do that. But
You'd
I'm
do
not
anything,
a CEO though.
You both would instantly do it.
I wouldn't do
But
it.
I'm not a CEO. Can
I wouldn't do it.
No one on there is a CEO.
He's had CEOs on there.
But I'm not a CEO. Don't think I know what it
You are.
You
You're
are
a
a
CEO of your
CEO.
own life.
You're a CEO of the ROC. Now, you're a CEO of your own
Does
company.
that count? A CEO of my own life?
Of your own company, you are.
Yeah.
Then maybe I am. Maybe I am.
Rory Jennings Limited.
I'm not a businessman,
I'm a
I'm a
businessman.
So the importance of the comma.
Go on then.
Let me handle my business.
Quicker, lads. Quicker.
Rodri.
I'd love to nip this. Why is he shooting from there as well?
Oh, lads, these two teams, they're going to keep us here for 120
No.
minutes, you know.
We'll win this in 90. I've got a serious desperation.
We've been doing
for
the
that to
hours
happen.
this week, Roars, haven't we?
Yeah,
It's an extra time.
Me and you. We
Yeah. Shout out Poet as well on the Champions League stream.
He's the best guest we've ever had.
How amazing
superb.
was that, by the way?
He's amazing.
Amazing.
Great to see him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are the Pat Rafters, mate.
Mate, we're working
We are
hard, man.
Pat Rafting.
Meh. I feel like hardest geezer sometimes, the amount I'm working.
Did you see? You know what I loved, yeah? I didn't love it. It was kind of sad. But did you,
You didn't
see?
love it, it was sad.
No. It was funny to me, but I thought it was sad. But it's still
You didn't
some things
love
are
it,
funny.
but
still
it's
sad.
I need
funny,
to know
but
what
it's
it
sad.
is before I die.
So before he finished doing, like the day before he finished the thing, and he's been like advertising it as I'm going to be the first man to run across Africa and all that. Someone released a statement like that, control all these records and stuff, and basically went, yeah, you're not the first one to have done this. Someone else done it about 20 odd years ago.
Danish guy.
So stick that up your hole.
But it was the short side of Africa, the east side.
Yeah.
No, but there's a short
The
side.
shortcut.
Yeah, you could
If you get round the back in Namibia,
You obviously don't know what you're on about.
You'll be there in no
so
time.
Africa's a circle, is it?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. You go around the back
Oh
doubles
my God.
through Mozambique.
You guys are, honestly, I always give you that.
Like Black Cammy.
Why are you laughing?
Yeah.
I always give you benefit
You do the
of
back
doubt.
doubles around Mozambique.
I always
straight through Nairobi. Yeah,
I always give you the benefit of doubt. You
don't worry,
guys are
Governor, I'll be
dumb,
there in
man.
half hour.
You guys are dumb. And
Don't
you
worry,
spelled dumb
don't worry,
D-U-M. You don't even include the B. You guys are dumb, man. The short side, you know, Africa isn't one regular shape.
Yeah.
Yeah?
No,
The
don't worry.
east side
Don't worry,
is a
Governor.
concave.
No.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
You guys are
No, we go
dumb.
a little bit whoosh, a little bit whoosh. You go through the back doubles.
They also-
up round the back of Mozambique.
west side's
Will you take
longer. The west side's
All right,
longer.
love, just
Way
hang
longer.
They
hang a
both did
left.
the east. No, they both did the west.
No, they didn't. The Danish
both
guy
did
did
the
east.
Danish
He went
did the
through
west.
Egypt and all that. Well, that's what I saw on
All you
Twitter.
got to do, love, just hang a left through
You
the
need
back
to go
of
back
Somalia.
to primary school, whatever you were doing. You need to go back to primary school, man. Honest to God. I thought you were going to talk about the guy, as he was running towards the finish line, someone was running and he
and
nipped
ran
ahead
in
of
front
him.
of him. I know.
Yeah, but really, the finish line should have been on the edge of the cliff.
And what, run off into the yeah, but like a lemming.
Lemming.
Because really, he hasn't run the full length.
Not heard that in a lemmings. Yeah.
Yeah, just run off the cliff like a
Lemming.
lemming.
I never used to know how to play that.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. Do you know the only issue I got with it? We can't have people going about calling themselves hardest geezer, can we?
You can't call yourself
can't
that.
call
it has
yourself-
to be
No,
like
but he
a
did
I
nickname.
think it's a nickname. It must be.
No, he called himself hardest
he?
geezer. Yeah.
Have you chatted to him?
That's his name.
Did you send him a Hi, this is Chelsea Rory here from CFC Fan TV. Congratulations, mate.
I'm not from CFC Fan TV.
No,
Did you call yourself Buvey?
Huh?
Did you call yourself Buvey?
No, Michael
When?
Ball.
No,
Because Buvey's a nickname.
no, I got given it from a.
No,
From a mate.
Loro. What did you call yourself?
I don't. do you know what? Laura's a not. I like that as a nickname.
Loro.
Laura.
Loz.
Did you call you
Loz.
Loz at school?
Loz.
No,
Loz.
I've got a lot of Lauras.
And Loz. We call you Loz.
No, you don't.
No, I will though.
No, don't do that, mate.
Maybe I will.
Chelsea Rory.
Poet was calling him Loro all the time, and I just kept going with it.
I like Laura though. I like
No,
Laura.
I like Loz for you.
Not for me. There's lots of Lozes.
Laurel's very Mark Lawrenson, though, isn't it?
Yeah, Loro's you're the B-Tech Loro. You're not even the good.
Mark
You're the
Lawrenson.
B-Tech
you're the
Laurel
B-Tech
and the
Mark
B-Tech Loz.
Lawrenson.
No, out of
Champions League winning centre back.
So when I think about
There's
when I
Buvey,
think about
who's banana.
football, I think any Loro is Mark Lawrenson. So you can't have that. Any
Loz
you could be Loz.
is the other Loz.
No, I'm Lauro.
No, you're not
can't
Loro.
have
Mark Lawrenson is Loro.
No one calls Mark Lawrenson
Everyone
Laura. You
calls
don't
him
fuck
Laura,
all
you
about football,
stupid.
man.
Everyone
You
wants
guys
that.
are
Are you
dumb.
stupid?
No one calls
I
Mark
have some geezer born
Lawrenson
in
Laura.
2005.
Oh my
Chat
God!
to me
No,
about that,
boo.
No,
You're
you
Wake up!
honestly, you're
Wake
having
up!
Shaka
You,
today,
you
bro.
are all
Honestly,
over the gap.
honestly.
Oh, Grealish is crying.
This is Rotherham all over again.
Grealish is crying.
This is your biggest legend being not good enough for Rotherham United, who just got relegated.
He's your biggest legend as well.
No, he's not.
He's your biggest
No, he's
legend
not. He
as well.
came to the club, scored a
your
few
biggest
goals,
legend.
couldn't give less of a fuck,
Who
mate.
is it? Steve Lomas?
Yeah, Ash said Shaka from you, Buvey.
Yeah,
I don't care. Who's this Ash? I don't
Ash,
care.
no,
You're
Ash,
from
I know Ash,
Pokemon.
he's
You're from
clever.
Pokemon.
Ash is
I don't
Ash's
care.
papa,
No,
yeah, man.
Ash is the main man.
Ash.
Ash
Yeah,
is
he's
the
the main
absolute
man.
Who's
boy.
Ash? I've never heard of Ash.
Ash knows
Always
more about football than you, Laura.
I've never heard of Ash.
Yeah,
You don't know anything about geography or Rotherham
You know
United,
nothing
clearly.
about geography.
People said your name
You
could
know
be the
nothing.
banana gobbler.
Yeah, you are the banana gobbler.
Well, you've been
bulkhead.
eating more today than I have.
Lorry. 'Cause you
Lorry.
turn like a lorry.
Lorry.
Yeah, you could be Lorry. Don't even spell like that. I didn't think of that.
I do turn. I've lost a yard of pace since my knee injury. Honestly.
You haven't got a knee injury. You haven't got a knee injury, and you've never had pace. Nothing's changed.
No, but I've
You have never. No.
Is that the ACL you
Of the
did?
pace I did have, which was limited,
You
I'm now slower.
Is that the ACL
mate,
you done?
I was playing today, I was struggling.
You ran a marathon in about 2 days. You never had pace. Mate, it's your anniversary, that. It's your
that was
anniversary.
all right,
I look
man.
forward to seeing the certificate put up to go 1 year ago today. 8 hours, 47 minutes.
Were the people still around to give you a medal?
No, man, it
when
was
you
the
crossed
woman
line?
sweeping up.
Shut up, man.
It's the woman sweeping up. Oh, you're still going, love.
Is
Sorry,
the
you want me
geezer
to
from
leave
Bonzi
this
Malone?
out?
Tomorrow
never comes.
Tomorrow, and the Boovies jump running the past.
Tomorrow.
You guys are annoying. I'm doing the half marathon before the final day of the
Fucking
season.
hell.
Maybe you should have tried to do a
Mate,
half
mate,
marathon before you did the full
Can't
marathon.
do a
good point. I
half
should've-
marathon. It'll take you 5 hours.
No, I'm worried about our stream.
5
We'll be live.
You'll still be
Final day
running.
of the season.
Where is it? What half?
Hackney half.
Hackney
You're
half.
running here.
No, Hackney half marathon.
So
The
it
day
ends
before.
with you on
Actually, it
the
might be on this
street.
No,
road.
it's the day before, right?
No, I'm running it in the morning.
morning.
Then I'm coming here at 3. Yeah, note to the producer.
Can you have a shower here?
I might have to. Yeah, might have
Because
to.
also, what happens if you don't?
I don't
finish?
think I'll need a shower. I won't be sweating.
Yeah, I know, because you walk it.
I'll be getting a coffee. There's loads of good coffee shops in East London. Beautiful.
You said you're running here.
What?
Yeah,
What's that jacket
running
I'm
from the
planning?
London Marathon
No, I'm
all the
doing
way
the
here.
Hackney half. I finish, I shower, and I come here. It's
Yeah,
pretty
he's running
simple.
all
Yeah,
the way here.
Hackney, and that's going to be
half-
miles
half
away. 'cause
marathon.
We're
Chelsea
no,
are in.
we're nowhere near Hackney.
Come on, Chelsea!
You,
Oh! This is going penalties.
It's not.
This is a
It is.
long day, man.
She is.
It's
Or a
not.
late goal from like Rodri.
It's not going to.
Oh, I'd love it. I'm going nuts.
It's a Rodri time, innit? Kind of.
I'm going snooker loopy if we score late minute. I've gone snooker loopy, lads.
Someone said you could be called the slowest geezer.
Yeah, you could be.
Why do you read these guys out? They're not paying. They're not paying customers.
No, mate, I'll pay you.
Someone do a super chat saying the slowest geezer.
Yeah,
Yeah, you are
50
the
quid.
slowest geezer.
50 quid and give it just to my PayPal
What's
exclusively.
this, by the way, Raw? What's this new thing you're doing? I like that.
It's quite good.
cool.
It's quite good. It's my thing. You know how Eminem always used to hold the mic in his
Yeah.
own way, didn't he? It's my thing.
Get out, lads.
What out?
I think we're out.
Mate, you just said
A
you're going
minute
to
ago,
win.
you said
You
you're
said
winning
something about
1-0.
Rodri.
I think we're
Yeah,
out.
you got bipolar.
No,
Yeah.
I think we're out the FA Cup.
Mate, you just said you're going to win it. You literally
My
just went
head
to me.
says we're going to
Rodri's
lose.
going to
My
win
head
this.
says
for
we're
us.
going to lose, but my heart says we're going to win. All right, is that easy for you?
No,
Right?
no. I need some
Yeah.
coherent thought from you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, life's not
Oh,
coherent,
Doc, you
mate,
got
is
on
it?
My life's
Go on,
coherent.
go on, Jeremy! Oh!
Pantilimon.
Jeremy's a mad name to scream out
Jeremy
loud,
is a
isn't
mad name. He kept doing it the other night as well. Yeah, it sounds like
to
they're
annoy
getting
you.
a peep show.
I do. I pick up on it, and then I do it
Jeremy.
to annoy you. I double down on the annoyance.
Also,
That's
you
my
have to go
whole career.
Jeremy because he's got like an MIE. in
It's
it.
Jeremy.
It's not Jeremy, is it?
Jeremy
It's not
Dockett,
Jeremy.
innit?
It's not Jeremy.
It's Jeremy.
Oh, there's a chat here,
It's
Booth.
like Ali Adier.
There's a chat here, Booth, that says Adam McKola is handsome. Maybe think about that.
Well done.
You like that one?
Why would you ask me about that?
Oh, I'm just reading out.
Ask Phil Foden about that.
Go on. Finish.
De Bruyne!
Sit down.
It's nowhere near.
Sit down.
It's nowhere near.
Mate, look at the size of you.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Look at the bicep. Look at that.
Gonna fight his way out.
My
of a paper
bicep's
bag.
bigger than your head.
Look at
Imagine
that.
the fight is
Mate,
there
and
of
your
a
head's
paper
bigger
bag.
than my body.
Oh, look at this from Jeremy. Thiago's fucking. You got to send him off to the care home now. At this point, he's getting too old for this for football this level.
Some Chelsea fans in the chat are worried that your finishing's letting you down here.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a
You've
problem.
had
I
the
mean, it's
better
been a problem.
chances.
It's been a problem all season. We just don't have anybody clinical that can stick the ball in the back
You've
of the
actually
net.
done well against City this year, haven't you?
Yeah, we've done very well. Well, yeah. I mean, that 4-4 was seen as probably the game of the season. Is that fair?
Yeah, amazing game.
Would that be the best game this season?
It's one of them, yeah. 'Cause obviously, you got the Liverpool United game. Maybe best league game.
Yeah. Yeah, Liverpool United.
Yeah,
in
that was the
Cup.
best game of the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on then, just give it simple. Let's beat him. Beat him. Send him back to Lyon.
Chelsea have been involved in some of the best games this season. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of the best games this season have involved Chelsea.
Yeah, but it's you
Even if you
against
think
big
of our
sides
game.
as well. It's
Against
not,
our
like-
game
it's
at
not against
Stamford
Yeah,
Luton.
yeah, Man United. Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's a lot of calls for optimism.
That's another
Maatson
one
comes
to
back
say.
from Dortmund. You sign a few more players. There's money to spend.
But he didn't fancy Maatson.
He's been there
Yeah,
a
but
bit this
he
He
year.
had the
Sometimes you
opportunity.
have
He had
to.
the opportunity to play Maatson.
Yeah, but
And
Maatson
could it be
played-
one of those
and he
where-
was playing
Yeah, that was
Levi Cole.
based on Burnley, wasn't it?
Could it be one of those rules?
Dortmund
where he's
changed-
looked
if he
at him and
wins
he's
the
thought,
Champions
another
League-
year.
I don't know. We were playing Levi Colwill, who again you could say we were playing Levi Colwill as a left back.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
On my
Gusto
soul.
Gusto down again.
Oh, have you seen that Baby Reindeer on Netflix?
No, is it good?
I've seen it a few
Oh
times.
my
Is it good? I've seen it.
No, you need to
advertised.
watch the
It's
Octopus
well
thing.
made. You like it as a
Is it good?
show,
The
but the main
Octopus Matters
character. Oh my god!
Is it
I want
worth
to
me
punch him
watching?
in
Am
the
I going to
face.
enjoy that?
Yeah, you'd love it. You'd love it.
I'm
yeah.
thoroughly
And they're
enjoying.
quick episodes. You'd
Thoroughly
love it, man.
enjoying The Gentleman at the moment. Have you done The Gentleman?
I haven't done that yet.
Awful, man. The
think it's really
dialogue's
good.
so bad. Guy Ritchie does not. It doesn't work on TV, in my opinion.
Well, I disagree.
Really?
I think it works. Yeah.
Gus
You know,
Barnes
you know
and-
that weird
I love-
brother
I
that
love
goes
the
mental
act-
in the first
I
episode.
thought he was amazing.
I thought-
Brilliant character actor.
No,
I thought he was.
it was so cheesy.
His name's
It works in Snatch.
his name's Daniel Ings, and he
Yeah.
is a fantastic actor. Like a
Oh, yeah,
brilliant
I've seen him and stuff. Yeah,
a brilliant character.
But I think Snatch works as a kind of 90s film, and the dialogue works and the cuts and stuff. It's very Tarantino. He's got his own style, but in TV, it just I don't know.
I disagree. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's really watchable.
Kai Scodelario
I
is
think-
good, obviously.
Yeah, she's wonderful. I think she plays that kind of Cockney so well.
Yeah,
You know,
good accent, I
She's
thought,
out of
yeah.
Camden, isn't she?
Oh, we shout.
She's out of Camden Town. Yeah. She's Dan Kaluuya.
Yeah,
She and he are like best mates.
she grew up
they're
in
both
Bristol
out of
for
Camden.
part of her life. I always
No,
thought
no.
she was Bristolian.
No,
Maybe
she
she's done
obviously
the
moved
move to
there.
Bristol.
She obviously moved there for
She went to school in Bristol. Then.
Yeah.
yeah.
She obviously moved
She
there
was
for skin.
head girl of
But no, she's definitely
Squaws
from
that
Camden.
live near.
What are your thoughts on the Amy film that's coming?
I believe it's Sam Taylor Wood's film, isn't it? And obviously, like everything she makes is shit.
Looks awful.
No, I mean,
Is it?
do you know? I find her, and I find that. Do you know what that represents to me so drastically? Nepotism. So Sam Taylor Wood is now a filmmaker. She was married to Jay Joplin. Like that's where she's got that. She married Aaron Taylor Wood when he was a kid. He's now on for Bond, and it's just like this incestuous Primrose Hill, North London. And no, the Amy Winehouse film, I will go nowhere near.
Don't think he's going to do a
The
job.
documentary was enough, wasn't it?
The documentary was good, I thought.
Amazing. I thought it was.
Yeah, the
I love her.
documentary
Actually.
was
She's
good.
amazing, man.
Amy was amazing. Yeah, she's in my class, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
my
Yeah,
class
that's why
at school.
I always, whenever I hear something like that, I bring it up to.
Mm. Yeah, no, it's,
I love going around Camden as well and seeing like the
Yeah.
murals and.
Oh yeah, I think in
stuff like
Camden Square. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
there's
good.
a TikTok going viral. The guy dancing on it. It was just awful.
on her.
Yeah, like kind of.
What, in like a disrespectful way?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
The Camden Punk.
Go on.
Oh,
Great block by Rodri, that though. Yeah, this is going to be a long one, boys. Come on, Chelsea,
penalties written
man.
all over it. You know. I'm
Stop it.
sorry, lad.
It hasn't.
I'm sorry.
It hasn't. This has got a winner. This
I'm
is a
sorry,
Chelsea
man.
winner. Mate, we're battering you.
Yeah, well, look,
Fernandes!
Cucurella. Send him off to Brighton. Have a fish and
Enzo
chip.
Fernandez.
He's not
That
been
weren't
bad
his
today,
fault.
though.
That weren't his fault.
He's
It's
not been bad
Enzo
today.
Fernandez ball into his feet.
Yeah.
The other
Wrong
is, you know,
side,
when you
wrong
play
side.
with him, you know, like I play with you. I know you're a left footer, right?
Yeah.
So favour the left foot. If I
of
can,
course,
I'll
of course,
play it into your left
of course,
foot.
yeah.
He's played that into his
Behind
right
him, on his right, yeah.
And fizzed it at him as well.
Yeah.
Turn on it, Cole.
He's been-
No!
Referee, man!
yeah. Might be a head injury, we don't know.
Shocking, innit?
Do we know? Is it head injury?
Of course it's not.
We don't know. I think it was the correct decision to stop the game. Jeremy Doculus, skin this guy. Come on. Need a bit of quality now, I think. City have been poor this game, haven't we? I thought it was so flat, lads.
Think you got a little bit of hangover from getting knocked out by Real?
Yeah, the way it
You had
happened.
120 minutes against
The
them
way
as
it
well.
happened. That's a foul, isn't it? That's a foul.
Who do we think will play in the Champions League final now?
It's Real PSG.
Oh, I think Bayern are going to get there. I've been saying it from day dot. I kept
against Real
saying,
Madrid?
Oh, yeah. I think Bayern. I think Bayern again. I've been saying since almost the beginning, Harry Kane's going to win the Champions League at Wembley, at his former home when Tottenham were there.
That'd be beautiful.
Yeah, and also I said he'll score home and away against Arsenal. Do you remember I was saying that all the time? Score home and
You were
away
spot
against.
on about that.
Oh, well, yeah, certainly scored and played very well against them. And I think that Bayern Munich will win it. I really do, especially now the Bundesliga is completed. Like they can just completely relax. They're in a very privileged situation, which doesn't come their way often. Where they can focus solely on winning the European Cup.
Yeah.
And Thomas Tuchel's got a great record of doing that. And also, you know, when you talk about them, and obviously because Leverkusen did so well this season, we think that they're, struggling a bit or whatever. You know, when you looked at their individual players, they were immense. You know, when you look at the Bayern Munich side, and you look in, and it's Gnabry and Musiala and Harry Kane and like Thomas Müller on the bench and Joshua Kimmich, you kind of go in, you're like, bloody hell.
Yeah.
Oh, Cucurella's done really well there.
Completely underperformed.
Really well there.
And that's why
Cucurella.
Arsenal had an opportunity, and that's why
Arsenal
it's easy to banter Arsenal, but there was a great opportunity to beat Bayern Munich.
Agreed.
But I think as well,
Corner.
we maybe looked at the decision to keep Tuchel as a strange one for Bayern Munich. But I think they knew it was all on the Champions League, wasn't it? And he's a very good tactical coach.
He's also
for competitions like
very
that.
good manager to, even when things are going wrong, if he's got like one clear objective, like he nearly won the Champions League with Paris Saint-Germain that year when they lost to Bayern. He then came into Chelsea and won it within 6 months. He's now doing something similar at Bayern as it's all going a little bit wrong. They look very good against Arsenal.
What's up, Booth?
Well, Ortega's down, and you got to think who's third choice keeper.
Is there no Ederson?
I don't know about Ederson. I don't know what.
Is Ederson on the bench now?
Jack, why do you know why Ederson's not involved today? I don't know if you know that.
Is
Ederson
I've
not on the
looked into
bench?
it. He must be on the bench.
You'll definitely have a keeper on the bench.
Yeah, but it'd be Scott Carson. I hope it's not Scott Carson.
I hope it's Scott Carson.
Carson.
Oh, it's Ederson.
Scott Carson.
Ederson's, he's still pretty fit. Yeah, Carson.
Carson.
Yeah, it's a local dialect.
Local.
Yeah, regional dialect.
Local.
To my locality, which is the West Country. It's a local dialect.
Which is 200 miles away.
So you're not allowed to leave where you're from in the country?
No, you are.
No, exactly. Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Do I do it well? Like, if I was in...
No,
West-
you do it annoyingly, and you know you do.
No, is it good though? Is
No,
it?
it's terrible.
Is that?
Would he get
am I
away
saying
with
it
people
like a
thinking
native?
he's from Bristol?
Carson.
No, it's rubbish.
Bring on Carson.
That
If
was
I
good.
was at Bristol,
I think that was good.
I thought that was
I
good.
think that was good.
If I was at
What
Bristol,
would you fucking know about it?
I don't know.
How many West Country accents are you in the
I love
ball
that.
ring?
I love
Why
that.
are you getting
There's
angry?
someone from
Why are
Bristol.
you so
Someone
round?
from
Why
Bristol.
are you so round, bro?
From Birmingham. He went, that was good, bro. And I went, thanks, man. Yeah. From Birmingham, from London. Thanks, man. Yeah, my West Country.
There's not enough local dialects, and you talk about nepotism in the film
I
industry.
agree. I think
There's not enough because people like me, on my life, and this is truth, have to hide our local accents when you work in media, traditional media. Yes, I did. That's a life experience. You don't have to agree with me. That's
No,
fair
but
enough.
you don't have
I've had
to
to hide
hide
my
it now. You
accent
sit here
to
and you
sound
just call him
more
Carson.
to sound more middle. Yeah, because I'm luckily to be in a position where I don't have to hide my accent anymore. But when I was coming up through the industry in certain bigger companies that I worked for, you had to hide your accent a little bit, and people do it from Liverpool, they do it from Manchester, because of the amount of middle class people that run media in this country. 100%. You have to sound more middle class in this country.
What
It's a
was your
class thing.
aims then? So were you aiming to be like a news broadcaster or something?
No, no.
Yeah.
No, I've got
Because they used to have to speak RP, didn't they? Like news.
Yeah.
I've obviously got a career in photography and creating videos in music and lifestyle companies. But when you interview for certain jobs,
Lifestyle.
lifestyle, internet companies and stuff like that, You have to hide your
mad.
accent. You have to hide your accent.
This has been bubbling away, isn't it?
You're angry, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think about it a lot, and I'm lucky in a position with the club and working for my own channel and doing my own stuff. I don't have to think about it.
And
but
your
when you're a
lifestyle
young
stuff,
kid,
you have no problem in your lifestyle stuff.
when you're a young kid, especially in London, where it's an expensive, hard city, people hide their accents to get through applications
I hear
and
that.
job
And
interviews.
One of the
and it's
on a
embarrassing.
serious
It's a
note, one of the
class
good
issue.
things about the world and like YouTube and that is that you don't have to worry about it.
I feel like there are a lot of regional accents across the industry.
Of our industry, yeah, but he was on
couldn't
about,
ag-
you
I
know, he
couldn't
wants to be a
disagree more.
broadcaster and that.
A lot. No, it's not about being a broadcaster.
Oh, what, you wanted
But
to present like the 10 o'clock news or something?
No, this is a serious thing, Ross. This is a serious thing, and I think you're very lucky because you come from a southern part of the world. You don't have an accent. You've got a London accent, which is a southern accent, which is nice.
No, my
You're in a
accent,
lucky position.
but my accent isn't southern. My accent is London.
Honestly, there are studies there are loads of studies that back this up. That people from Newcastle, people from Bristol, Birmingham that have regional accents, they score lower in job interview applications and trying to build careers
that's because of their accent only.
because of subtle biases based on their accent, where they come from, are they working class? And that's
There are things like that happen. If you speak a certain way,
real.
maybe you're stupid, or if you speak a
Yeah, of
certain way,
course, Scouse
maybe
and all that.
Yeah,
Of course.
I hear it. But
Yeah, it's sad.
But why are you so loud, man?
Huh? Because I'm proud of my accent. No, but seriously, and people
Sorry,
hide shit like that.
shouldn't be
No, but no, I'm not saying. But people pick up on it.
I feel like you've been holding this in for a while, man. Do you want a hug?
You think about things. This is.
we have a
years ago, you
group
think
hug on
about
camera?
things- No, I'm all good.
Sure.
I'm all good. But you got to be proud
Your
of where you
fault,
come
it's
from, aren't you?
I'm never going to say Coruscant again.
No,
your
it's
fault,
not
you
based on what Rory said.
It's your
Not-
fault.
It's not based on
I
that.
feel really bad.
You never
No,
heard
it's
anyone
not
Bristol,
about that,
from
Boris.
Bristol and EastEnders, did you?
No, it's not about. It's not about what Rory said.
No, but we did have a guy from Bolton. We did. He was called Joe. Paul Nichols, the actor.
Oh, is that Joe? Paul Nichols. I don't know who that is. What year was that? When you were in it?
Before me.
Still 0-0.
I'm not even. It's not that deep, is it? I'm not.
No,
it's not an
deep.
issue. I'm
It's a
not.
serious
It's nothing
thing.
about what
I
Rory
agree
said.
with
It's
you.
something
I
I
agree
talk
with
about. It's not
But I'm
about
from
this.
Birmingham, so I know what. that
Sometimes you
is.
just have to hide your accent. That's a damn shame.
But I think it's less so now. I think that began to change. Remember when you had like the Geordie guy on Big Brother and stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
And
You
like,
just kind of loud. You'd be like,
remember
what's
like
that? Yeah.
But that's why it also works reverse. That's why they have call centers up north and stuff now.
Yeah, you
Because
sound
they feel
friendlier.
like you feel more friendly.
You sound friendlier.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, mate, my accent as a London, everyone thinks you're a spiv. Everyone immediately thinks you're a spiv. So I mean, it's not only people from outside of London that have to work on their accent.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying it was.
People from within London. Everybody thinks that you're a wide boy if you just go, "Hello, mate," all sweet.
Yeah, you have to put your telephone
yeah.
voice on.
Yeah.
In certain
Everyone has a
situations.
telephone.
But everybody does it.
Not certain people.
It's even why you find as well, sometimes you'll see like Indian guys with like a really English name.
Yeah, the names
Hold on.
and stuff, and yeah.
His name's Stephen,
Oh fuck me!
but his surname.
Come on, we need some quality.
Your surname's got to go on that.
Oh fuck me, man. Oh,
I think who told a good joke about that actually? Ramesh Ranganathan.
what do you say?
He's like, my mum and dad gave me a middle name, which is like Stephen or something. But like, hold on.
I like him.
My
He's
surname
funny.
is clearly not. I
I like
he's
him. He's
clearly
good.
not English.
He's good. He is.
Yeah, he's really good. He's doing Weakest Link.
Yeah,
Is
he's
he
done
the
well.
host of the Weakest Link?
Yeah, which is a kind of good fit for like replacing that Anne
Do you
Robinson.
know what I
flow.
haven't
Dry
watched?
humour, innit?
I haven't watched like a TV show for a decade, apart from Match of the Day.
It's madness. Sometimes you see like celebrities on these things who want like Weakest Link has celebrities on it now, and like the money's for charity. But half of me thinks some of them probably need that money.
Mate, have you seen?
They can't be getting that many
yeah,
kids.
no, mate. Have you seen what's happened at Channel 4? Channel 4's basically done as we know it.
Really?
Like, yeah,
love Channel
Hollyoaks has gone from being a half-an-hour episode every single day to a 20-minute episode 3 times a week, only online.
They sacked that girl
Yeah.
for doing
She went,
OnlyFans.
yeah.
What girl?
She's been in it for years.
Yeah.
What,
I
the
used to
old
love her back
school,
in the day.
what's her name?
Blondie.
Oh.
Sarah Ann Jane. Or
Yeah,
something.
I know,
She's got 3 names in her name.
Yeah, I know it is. She was on.
Yeah, they sacked her for
Celeb.
doing OnlyFans. So she just did more
You've got to have a
OnlyFans.
diversified portfolio. Jesus. OnlyFans, they have people have billboards, don't they, in LA now? Certain
OnlyFans.
creators have their own billboards in LA.
Mm.
Crazy. This has got
OnlyFans was
written all
set up
over it.
originally as like a Patreon type flex. And then it obviously got changed.
Go on.
Bernardo! Yes! Fuck's sake.
Get in there! 1-0. Oh, that is beautiful after the penalty miss as well. Oh, fuck me.
Fuck's sake. Chelsea have missed too many, yeah?
Yeah, they deserve to have at least scored and been 1-0 up based on the play, but beautiful.
I think that was a sorry for his penalty miss.
Yeah, I think it makes amends
then.
for it. I think he'd be deeply gutted about the penalty miss, and even in the Champions League semi-final in general, I thought he was a little bit flat. Ball comes across.
De Bruyne's on
Could
side.
Chelsea do anything better here? Oh.
He's kind of hit Cucurella. He's unlucky a little bit. Maybe if he makes himself bigger, it doesn't just deflect him like that. Maybe I'm being harsh. That goal did come, that late dagger from City.
What a kick in the teeth.
You've had your chances as well.
I know,
Chelsea.
that's what's such a shame. Also, do you
Keeper
know what's
pushed it out.
really annoying? The deflection there from Petrovic actually does Man City a favour. Like, Petrovic gets something on it, but all it does really is steer it into the path of Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, because it's probably going to be cleared by Thiago or someone.
What a shame. But you can't have that amount of chances against Man City and not score.
You've had a lot of those, where like, just get the final pass right and Chelsea score. But yeah, that's a huge goal from Bernardo Silva. In the week where he missed that penalty as well.
Oh, yeah, he'll be gutted about that penalty. And this,
Bernardo
this is
coming back to haunt Rory.
final
as well.
few games potentially for Bernardo Silva. Farewell.
Is he
tour.
defo off?
We've heard
There's
it
a
every
great
year.
chance,
We've heard it
yeah.
every year for 4
But
years.
it feels serious this time.
It felt
feels
serious
real.
last year, though.
But he feels like last time it felt like he kind of
No, but last
went,
year,
"Look, one more."
Last year he was nearly out the
Mhm.
door. He signed a contract extension with the guarantee that if £60 million gets put into the contract, he can leave for 60 million this summer.
50. Is it
It's
50?
60, I think.
60?
Yeah, 60 million. Oh, it might be 60 million euros, so 55 pounds. Yeah, but
So if someone bids 50, 60, he's gone.
he's gone automatically.
Is Kevin De Bruyne trying there? Enzo
Now
got shoved around by Kevin De Bruyne and he's having it.
I'd park the bus now. I'd park the bus.
And then Foden's rubbing up his face and that. That's all a bit weird, isn't it? Like one of your teammates is giving it to him, and then you go up to him and you like start stroking his face.
It was a bad challenge for
Kevin De Bruyne should have been
Jesus
booked
Christ.
ages ago. He should have been off,
Jesus.
because he should have been booked in the first half for those 2 back-to-back fouls.
Now that's
And
a
then what's
yellow.
he doing?
That's a yellow, isn't it?
He should have been booked like
also,
3-4
the
times.
pushback.
Why is
Yeah.
De Bruyne annoyed with Enzo? Like, he fouled him. Oh, fucking Fernandes, man. Been so crazy. Such a
I thought
shit
he was
player.
doing all right until like the last 30 minutes. He's given the ball away a lot. But I
Mate,
did
he
think
hasn't been doing all right ever.
I
for
thought he was
Chelsea.
protecting your defence quite well.
That's a big challenge as well.
Mate, we're so much better without him in the team. Like, Caicedo
I mean,
looks
you
so
know
much,
more.
but Caicedo looks so much better as a player without Enzo Fernandez next to him.
Oh, so slow.
Check your mirrors, bruv.
That's about communication as well, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. Go on, just keep it now, lads.
Oh, bad pass from Foden there.
me, man.
Really overhit.
They just twat it there. Got a super chat? Gotta read it.
That works wonders, that little movement.
Chelsea and Wembley go together like Southgate and England. Chelsea actually have a great record at Wembley. So it's a bit weird.
Recently. I mean, we've got a very good record at Wembley overall, but lately it's been atrocious
God, he's
Foden getting
bollocking.
bollocked, you know.
Getting a bollocking from
because
Guardiola.
of that heavy hit pass.
Oh, yeah.
He's
too-
saying,
too
that's why
much."
I'm bold, you prick.
He's saying keep the ball, I think. Just keep the fucking ball. 87 minutes. They don't need to fire it into
Sterling just
Alvarez.
coming on.
God.
Or has he already been on and I just haven't noticed?
No, I think he's just coming on, Oh.
And Mudrik's already on.
Yeah, Mudrik's on, yeah.
FG on the bench there. Oh, Guardiola.
God. Yeah, I wonder what Sterling thinks this summer as well, especially Euros.
He's got a
So important for the last
tattoo of
Euros.
Wembley, hasn't he?
Huh?
Because he's from like
He's from St.
the
Raf's,
Alps.
yeah.
Yeah, that's that
Neasden
area.
he's from, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
I really thought Chelsea were going to do it today.
This is officially season over, isn't it?
Can you,
Do you care
nab
about
any
Europe?
European
Yeah, we
positions?
we can, but I just don't know if we will.
And also, it's like when someone goes to me, oh yeah, but you can still get. It's like season's over, bro. Stop being
Yeah.
silly, man.
Like, I do want to be in the Europa League. I do really want to be. But for what the club need to be, this isn't the answer. Like what Chelsea need to be, the club that we're trying to become. Being in the Europa League doesn't really go any way to that. Like winning the Europa League, not that I ever look at winning trophies through the lens of profit, but I think it's like 15 million quid.
Yeah, it's mad.
To
it's
win
mad.
it.
You like get more in the group stages of the Champions League.
Yeah,
innit?
you get more just for qualifying for the Champions League.
God, just keep it simple now, please.
Yeah, they'll kill this game now.
Snatch and grab. It's been terrible.
So many times with Pochettino's team, it just feels like we are the better side, capable of winning, probably
Is
should
that
win
not
and get
positive
beat.
though?
Carabao Cup.
Well,
In a
playing-
weird sense that you're kind of
I'd say it's more positive to play badly and win rather than to play
But then you
well
know when
and
you play
lose.
badly and win, sometimes it's like it's an unfair. While it's great and you enjoy it, it's an unfair reflect. Like, do you know what I mean? Like in the sense that I don't want to get into XG and all that. Hang on, Chelsea are on the attack,
Early,
yeah.
It's got to be
early.
first time.
Chilwell
fucking
had to go
Chilwell.
early, man. He had to
Sterling
go
scores
early.
there if he squares that.
He had to go early. What are you doing? Was it because
Did he
Sterling
see
was
him?
offside?
No, it was just
at
a
the
bad.
start?
It's just
He didn't
just
see him,
bad
did he?
play. It's just
Yeah.
bad play from Chilwell. He didn't know he was there. He didn't look up. He wasn't aware of his surroundings, and he didn't have the vision to play the part.
I actually want extra time now.
I mean, so do I desperately. I mean, I want two. I don't want extra time, and I want two goals.
Twat it.
Oh,
Play on. You got the ball.
He tried it there. He was trying to get a clever one, wasn't
God,
Mudryk.
overhit for Mudryk.
Mudryk, man.
Fuck me.
he? You're a winger, bro. You're on 8 minutes added on, by the way. So there's 8 minutes for Chelsea to rescue this if they can. Poch showing his frustration, kicking, I think, a bottle or the hoardings after Mudryk's cross.
Is he worried about his job, do you think?
I think he should be, but I don't think he is.
I don't think he is. I think he's been given promises.
Yeah, I think there's a commitment there for at least
But
another
the
season.
club's in turmoil. Any promises like that, they may or they may not.
I think you could do
be.
a lot worse than sticking by him, you know. I think you stick by him, man.
I passionately disagree.
Kind of in the...
I want him gone. I will sack him tonight.
Do you know what it is, yeah?
The
Do you know you know how you said earlier, like, how we're kind of very quick to judge managers and that? There's also very few top
Brilliant
coaches
Gallagher.
available.
Brilliant Gallagher.
And Poch could be one of them if he gets it right. So I kind of feel
he's
like
not.
you
He's
kind of
never
got
that
to-
though. He's never an elite manager. You're the only person I know that thinks he is.
I don't-
And you think it based on like
think he's
no facts.
I didn't call him elite.
I
don't think
you
he's
said you
the
wanted him
best.
at Man United,
I did want him
which
at Man-
presumably thinks you think
I think
he's
he has
elite.
the
Man United are
potential
an
to be
elite
elite.
club. It's kind of standard that you think he's elite if you want him at Man United, no?
No, I think he can become it.
I've seen nothing
right
in
squad and the
Pochettino
right
to think
team.
that he's that.
It's like
He's
Ten Hag.
won
I don't think Ten Hag's elite.
won
I think he
nothing.
can become it.
You know, he's won nothing. He's a perennially fails. You know, gets into a good situation and fails. So
This is like Liverpool all over again, League Cup final.
Fuck
Very similar, isn't it?
That's an awful pass to him there. Who's that from the keeper?
Oh, he's off the
keeper.
ball.
in the opposition box. You
Oscar
know,
Bob wins it. De Bruyne. God. Works for City. They were throwing here, maybe. Yeah. Oh, just keep the ball. Keep the ball.
So it could either be an all sky blue final or
City Coventry.
another Manchester derby final.
Oh, I'm praying Coventry.
I'd be more confident of beating this City
Maybe
team,
United, wouldn't you?
but I'd still not confident.
Just for the sake of Coventry getting there as a championship club and for what they've been through in the last 10 years, I think that'd be lovely. But
Wasn't
obviously,
Wasn't that like a playoff final?
turn into
few
a
years
drubbing,
ago?
couldn't it?
I mean, it's a better game if it's
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
it's a great game if it's a Manchester derby.
But the money for Coventry.
Did Coventry
and-
go down when Hughes came up?
It's around the same time.
Strachan took them down, wasn't it?
Same time.
Was it
2000.
did they-
I think it was
I'm
Strachan.
around
Don't know.
2000,
I can't remember
2001.
who came up.
Because I remember when we went to the playoff final, Luton against Coventry, there was like a chat about when Man City, when Coventry got relegated from the Prem, Man City were like a championship team or something.
There
like
is a
that.
crossover in the early 2000s, yeah, no question. 2001.
So they got relegated from the Prem in 2001, end of the season in 2001,
Yeah.
and City.
Oh, fucking hell.
City got City got relegated as well with him. That was it. So The City got relegated with them in 2001.
Relegated and then back up in 02
Mad.
with Kevin Keegan. I
Yeah,
think,
and yeah, so that was it. City came back up.
Yeah, yeah.
Coventry City never ever did.
that was a fun side, man. Kevin Keegan.
And it's such a like, you know, for teams like Coventry, Sheffield Wednesday, chuck a few other names in, early Premier League teams. Swindon?
No, they came up once in '94, didn't they?
Portsmouth.
But you know some of them
No, they
teams,
came
when
up
you
late.
stick around a bit longer in the Prem and get the
I mean-
serious money.
I mean, Luton
You're now
Town-
an established
Yeah.
We look at
side. You know?
Stoke. They had 10 years. Now they might get relegated from the Championship.
Yeah.
Didn't Stoke just miss out on that real juicy TV
No,
thing?
no, they would have been about for that.
They'd have been
That-
about for that.
Yeah, I think so. Like it wasn't that long ago, was it? On out of it
No, but
and all that.
I'm sure like the last.
Oh no, don't get me wrong, but they definitely didn't miss it in the way
Yeah.
that Sheffield Wednesday missed
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
or even Leeds would have been very affluent,
Yeah.
and they went down way later. You know, like Luton Town were one of the first Premier League. They didn't play in the Premier League, but you know when the Premier League was formed that previous year, Luton were part of that
Then they
forming,
got relegated.
but they got relegated. Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne man of the match. Do we agree with that?
Not for me. Not for me.
I don't think he's been
I think it's
particularly
quite
good.
kind to give it to a Man City player. I know they're winning the game and they're
Yeah.
going to go to the FA Cup final, but I don't really think they've been a better team.
Maybe Bernardo.
I thought
Just for the
Caicedo
goal.
was Chelsea's better player, and I'm struggling really.
Thiago Silva's played well, I thought.
Maybe edge it towards Bernardo just because he scored the goal, but struggling, innit?
Mate.
Do you think Cole Palmer could have had a bigger impact on this game?
Yeah,
Given his form coming into it?
certainly given his form. The problem is Manchester City are so adept at stopping our threat, and our threat is so one-dimensional. Like we only have one player really. You know, you look at the chances that Nicholas Jackson has missed today. Realistically, what chance do we have? You know, we got a goal scorer who can't score any goals. We have one player who can, and Manchester City have one of the most perfect defences ever assembled. What chance has Cole Palmer got? You know.
Oh, fuck me.
Chilwell on a great
He's
run
beaten
there.
two
He's got-
man.
He's got fouled 2 times.
Fuck
Yeah.
you know.
Foden went in on him. I think Bernardo went in on him. The rest been giving a lot to City today. I mean, maybe because I'm supporting Chelsea.
Bad foul that from Silva, wasn't it?
There was
Very
2 bad
cynical,
ones.
wasn't it?
The
Foden
Bernardo,
wasn't
the
good as
Bernardo
well.
Silva one though was so, like he had
No, Foden
absolute,
was the same. He just swiped him.
he just had no chance of getting the ball either, did he?
That's what City are good like that. You know, like these last dying
No,
stages.
it's tactical.
Yeah.
It's completely tactical. I
Like
mean,
Chelsea used to be on the
they revolve they revolve it as well so that nobody gets booked.
We've got a soup chat.
Clear
We've
it.
got to read
Clear
out. We will when this attack breaks down. It's breaking down.
Oh,
Good
Doku.
afternoon,
Doku.
y'all from Dallas, Texas. The club is a staple of my weekends. Much love. The cold beers on me when y'all come to the Metroplex.
I'd love to go.
Metroplex.
I'd love to go to.
Is that like another 80k stadium somewhere?
That's it. Hold
it
it.
will be.
Hold it. Corner.
Yeah. Thank you
Beautiful.
for watching, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Let us know where you're
Greeting
watching
from
from
Texas.
in the
Wow.
comments.
Texas.
What's the furthest place you reckon we cover?
Texas.
Australia's got to be the furthest.
No, but they'll be in bed now. They won't be watching.
We get some mad Aussies watching, doing a shoey while watching the club.
We do
They
get
love
some
it.
weird old, yeah, Aussies, yeah.
Are you about to call them weird?
Huh?
Yeah.
No, not all Aussies are weird. My ex is Australian. She was very weird.
Yeah. What was the weirdest thing about her, apart from being Australian?
Oh, she's a lovely person. Lovely person. I don't know.
She's your
I-
ex
it's
for a
just the
reason.
chat, and it's just the chat. It's just the chat.
Did you love her down under?
Oh.
Tapping, wasn't it?
Oh.
Oh, you got a free kick?
What's Mudrik doing?
Come on.
Oh, it's not a free kick.
No, it is. Kyle Walker looks furious.
Let's have a look. Ball around the corner. No,
Yeah, it's a foul,
it's
isn't it?
Foul. It's a foul.
While waiting for that free kick, we got
What if you score
Dubai,
from
North
this?
Carolina, New York, Kuwait, Sweden, Montreal, Cyprus, Cali, Malmo, Chicago, Idaho, Latvia, Australia,
Latvia?
Jamaica, South Africa, Pittsburgh, Louisville, Kentucky, Bosnia, LA,
Bosnia.
Astana, Scotland, Scranton,
Come
PA.
on.
Yes.
Dickhead. Dickhead. Absolute dickhead.
100 mil.
100 million down the
Oh
drain
my
as
God.
Mudrik sends it out.
Is
for
that
a
better or
throw
worse
in
than
again.
Saka?
So it's identical.
Yeah.
Far post rather than near.
Getting rubbish. Kovacic on now. We'll somehow end up
Pointless.
losing this game though.
Someone said they're watching from Australia. in disappointment.
I love Australians. If I get any branded sponsorship opportunities in Australia, I'll take them.
Rory, final thoughts on what is looking like a defeat
I'm really
for Chelsea?
gutted, you know. I was so optimistic. And it was such a good opportunity, I think, to save our season. You've got to remember this City team. They suffered like an emotional torment a few days ago. 120 minutes of football against a brilliant Real Madrid team.
The whistles were gone.
FA Cup finalists, back-to-back seasons. The double is on for City. It's a huge win. Huge win. And probably a missed opportunity for Chelsea based on the chances they had in the game.
Yeah, certainly in the first half. I think that we really did need to go 1-0 up in the first half, didn't we? We had so many opportunities. You know, you've got Nicholas Jackson missing chances like that. You cannot miss chances like that and expect to beat Man City. It's a sickener. And that
Missed
is
some
now,
huge chances.
you know,
I think there were some
season-
players that probably could have stepped up for you as well that didn't really perform today.
I think it's Nicholas Jackson though, isn't it? Nicholas Jackson and Noni Madueke are the two players that had good opportunities. To I'm not only talking about going through on goal and making sure that they finish when they're in on goal. I'm talking about opportunities on the build-up where they just didn't make enough of it.
Where you got 3 against 2, 3 against 3, and
Yeah.
you're just making the wrong passes.
Exactly.
Because you had a lot of those moments.
I mean, even more recently, you know, Ben Chilwell goes down a wing. Raheem Sterling is completely clear square. All it takes is an early ball whizzed across, and Raheem Sterling should only have the keeper to beat. The ball's never played. It's incredibly frustrating, and I think now, I mean, that season over. This season can't end soon enough now, really. Just had enough of it. And now the referee's blown the full-time whistle here. I'll be singing Blue Moon till the end of the season. I just hope they win the league.
What about Coventry if they get to the FA Cup final?
I'd love Coventry to win it, but they can't.
Yeah.
But they can't.
No.
You know, I'd love them to. I think it's a fantastic story. I would love Coventry to win it. My priorities. Well, sorry, when I say singing Blue Moon, I certainly don't mean about the FA Cup. I'm not too fussed either way. I just mean with the league. Like Chelsea's ambition now has to be make sure that we beat Arsenal, make sure that we beat Tottenham, and that's basically our season. And it's 2 consecutive seasons where nothing has gone right. It's the first time that we've gone 2 consecutive seasons without winning any silverware since 2003-04.
Wow.
So not since 2003-04 have Chelsea gone 2 consecutive years.
Look, I think it shows you how maybe spoiled you've been as a Chelsea fan, but also whose feet do you put the blame at for that?
It's the ownership, but the ownership is in like a terrible state now. Like Chelsea Football Club, as you know it, will need to be redefined. Like we aren't the club that we once were. You know, we've got these 2 owners who have bought the club without any kind of understanding about the Premier League, European sport, no understanding of European sport, over-promoted themselves to some of the most important positions in the club, and now they hate each other. Like, genuinely, like, I think it's a fairly open secret in football. I don't think I'm saying anything out of turn here. It's a fairly open secret in football that Egbarley and Bowley don't speak. They're our owners. You know, this whole template, this whole process that we're trying to implement is born out of these 2 coming up with an idea of how to squeeze football, squeeze European sports, squeeze Champions League football for all it's worth. We aren't in it. It's as if, you know, a lot of those things that you heard about Todd Bowley and the ownership that felt like jokes. You know, there was the one about, well, there were a few. There was the one about the suggestion to Thomas Tuchel that Chelsea should play a 4-4-3 formation. And you kind of go, that can't be true. They can't actually have thought that Chelsea can play with 12 men. They can't have actually had the audacity to tell Thomas Tuchel what to do. And then you kind of go, okay, that's a one-off. That can't be true. And then it's the thing about the Champions League. You know, this time last year when Chelsea were clearly not going to finish in the Champions League spots, the ownership were planning for a Champions League campaign. And it was put to them, like, you don't need to worry about this. Chelsea won't be in Chelsea won't be in Europe, let alone the Champions League. And his answer was, but Chelsea are always in the Champions League. He's like, yeah, we are always in the Champions League, but we don't have a God-given right to be there. We're always in it because we always qualify.
Yeah.
It's a meritocracy. And the fact that they apparently didn't know that is just another terrible indication in the direction the club's going. But I have an awful feeling that this could be it. Like, you know how I imagine that both of you would always think that Chelsea are capable of winning any game in any circumstance. I think it's time to admit that we can't. That we aren't going to beat Man City at Wembley. You know, I was dreaming, I was optimistic. I thought that Man City, because of what happened to them in the week, there was a chance that they could and
Yeah,
potentially, have failed. They're never going to do that. And if they are going to do that, they're not going to do it to a Chelsea team being led by Mauricio Pochettino, who is another person who, in my opinion, gets it all wrong and is completely out of his depth.
There are positives, and you are facing the side that's just won the treble last season and nearly on for another treble, and the side with incredible leadership. We saw it with Bernardo in this game.
The time's running out where you can say that treble thing.
No, but
It's music to my ears.
We can't win it now. Obviously, we won it last season, but the fact that we're there now in back-to-back FA Cup finals is huge. And the
How
fact
do you
that you're
feel
in
today?
for a double?
Given Bernardo scores after the penalty miss, after you go out of Europe, did you fear the worst today coming into this game, and how do you feel now?
There's an opportunity there for Chelsea, and they displayed that in the first half. The amount of space they found in behind, and the amount of opportunities they did genuinely create, but. It's a huge moment for Bernardo Silva. He looks so disappointed at the Etihad. He looks so disappointed at leaving the Etihad after that game, after the penalty miss. And to come back and score a winning goal against Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final, to come back and guide City to an FA Cup final is huge. It's huge for the fans. It's huge for what Guardiola is trying to build. Whether he leaves in 2025 or later, to get back-to-back FA Cup finals, to achieve success upon success, it's an amazing moment. We were poor today as well. We were really, really poor.
And
today.
I think that's what makes it all the more painful. If Nicholas Jackson takes not only the chances, but the assist opportunities, if the right pass is picked, when you play Man City, you basically have to take your chances, don't you? Chances are going to be at a premium. And yet again, we haven't taken them. Yeah, it's a hateful situation.
Anyway, we are set for an FA Cup final between Manchester City and either Manchester United or Coventry City. We'll find that out tomorrow. I'm dreading. Oh man, I'm so.
Can't lose that.
Remember, we are sponsored by Super 6. Make sure you're downloading the Super 6 app. The link's in the description below. By downloading the Super 6 app, downloading the Super 6 app, you help us massively. But also, you can go and help yourself by playing the game. You have to be 18 and over. Sign up, click the link in the description, get involved, and you could win £250,000 just for predicting 6 scorelines. You can also join our league. The code is Club23 to join our league. It's been Manchester City against Chelsea. It's finished 1-0 to Buvey's side over Rory. And yeah. Any
Beautiful scenes. No, love and life.